I'm waiting to see me. I want to see if it works. All right, it says it's live. Very good. I'm looking at my settings here. All right, so here's the deal. Wings is not here yet. I don't know where he is. He should be here. He's not usually late, so I expect him to show up. Kyle won't make it tonight. Kyle's over in LA. So the show is going to be me, Wings of Redemption, and a guy named Redneck. Now, Redneck is new to me. So, but I was like, hey, should we bring on two guests? Because sometimes when one of the normal three misses, we bring in a second guest, so we still have four. And Wings said that, no, Redneck is totally talkative and that we shouldn't need two guests. So here we are. Wings and Redneck will be here soon, I'm sure. A lot of guys have asked about Twitch TV. And here's the deal. So Justin TV didn't originally plan on being a gaming channel, but the gaming content kind of blew up on it. Oh, Wings and Redneck are calling. Hold on.
What now?
Hey, you guys are live. So yeah. Anyway, you need to know your level of privacy. I would just explain to everyone that Justin TV wasn't originally going to be a gaming channel. So like when the gaming content kind of blew up, they had some extra features they wanted in there, like you could search based on what game they're playing and things like that. So yeah, what do I say? Now Twitch TV is a dedicated gaming thing. There's something funny with the audio going on. Is someone playing it through their speakers? Anyone? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
Kind of neck deep in this fucking alpha.
You're playing a game right now.
Yeah, I play Battlefield 3.
All right, they're telling me. Oh, I see the problem here.
Dude, Woody,
All right.
this is like if Modern Warfare 3 was at your fingertips right now. That's my level right now.
I know. I've been trying to get a copy of it myself. So they're saying they can't hear you, but I think I just fixed it. They can hear you now.
I can't talk about it. So
You can't talk about
everybody-
it at all?
Nope. All right, let me go and quit.
No dashboard out.
I don't need a dashboard out. I don't really care about the stats too much. I want to show. I'm gonna show. I got something for your eyes only.
Uh-oh. I like that. Is it dirty pictures?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Is it really? You have dirty pictures?
If you're a scrub.
Oh gosh, this says Battlefield in the title of it. This is
Yeah,
not
I'm
good.
afraid
Yeah.
to click on it.
So you're sending the same picture twice?
I'm multitasking so much. I just accidentally sent it twice.
All right.
Y'all accepting it?
Yeah, for me it says 8 more minutes, so it's going to be a little while.
Yeah. I might as well not even try right now.
All right. Yeah, so we're on Twitch TV now. That's something new for the stream. They sent this email saying we were switching over, and if you didn't want to switch over, just make sure this box is unchecked. So I did. I immediately went over there and made sure everything was cool. And for whatever reason, I go and it starts redirecting over to Twitch TV. And I thought, well, I guess I'll try it and see what I think. And I think I like it more. Like there are definitely things about Twitch TV that are better.
Nice.
We can talk about Battlefield 3. I just can't talk about what I know about Battlefield 3.
Alright.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we can ask you, really down to earth, gritty questions, huh?
But I bet you can talk about how it plays, like at a high level.
Well, not really. I mean, because it is the alpha,
Mm-hmm.
so it's got some glitches in it right now because it's more like a stability test of the game and see if it catastrophically crashes on itself and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I imagine they're going to have bugs to work out. That's the nature of alpha. It's all good. But, the flow of the game, I bet that doesn't change a lot. The size of the maps, the way that the guns recoil,
Yeah.
that sort of thing I want to hear about.
Yeah, that stuff's usually set in stone for the most part once they drop it to the
Okay.
general public on like a beta or a alpha.
I'm sure there'll be some weapon balancing. People are saying my mic is up, which I have no idea what they mean by my mic is up. You know, it's supposed to be on. We're doing a podcast. Oh, they're talking about on my headset. That's not the mic I'm using. This is the mic I'm using.
Oh man.
What's this about? I hear people getting shot through rocks. Are those like small rocks or like
Well,
big ass?
you know,
rocks?
I suck at holding secrets. I'm just gonna spill the beans. I don't give a fuck.
Wait for the show. it's not pre-show.
Oh man.
I want to hear all about Battlefield 3. So we'll see how it goes.
You're gonna see it all once this 5 MB file at my 0.1 upload finally goes through.
Let me see. It's a 5 meg file for. Oh, it's a bump file. You got to use compressed, man. Make it PNG or JPEG or something. All right, it'll come. It's about halfway. What is it gonna say? Is it like
It just shows my superiority over all the platforms.
Oh goodness.
You a PC gamer now?
I started out as a PC gamer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about lately.
Oh, since the alpha came out,
There you
Yeah, I
go.
was gonna say you've been a console gamer the past.
it's something I didn't want to do on the show because it's like PC gamers have this elitist kind of attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and no,
I know.
let me say that screenshot is me taking a big smelly shit.
Oh, they're saying that the stream froze, and they're right. So
But as for a game, you be doing something else. You're thinking, man, I want to go back and play that game again.
Yeah. What's this about? I saw a video of a guy drop shotting with an RPG.
You can do that.
Oh,
You actually
man.
you can dolphin dive on the game and all.
Damn.
you know, I don't know that I like dolphin diving though. You don't mean drop
Straight
shotting.
up Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, straight up dolphin diving, but you can shoot all the
Really?
way down. You don't lose control of your gun.
Well, maybe it's better then. I don't know. Whenever I dolphin dive, it's like crap. I didn't want that, and I just find myself flying past a bomb, or I find myself,
Yeah.
it's almost never
You
what I
can't drop
want.
shot.
And so that's,
I
I'm
didn't
a
understand it,
tactical
just-
player.
You can,
You
you
can?
can dolphin dive, but you can't drop shot. If you drop shot, your guy hits the ground and he has to reposition his gun.
Really?
Oh,
So you
man.
can dolphin dive to a drop shot, but you can't drop shot to a drop shot.
Right.
I'm not buying it.
That doesn't
I don't
sound
know.
good.
I'm a drop shotter though. You know.
Me too.
I mean, tactical. I've been playing tactical since like COD 4 came out.
Well,
Ooh, it's gonna be
Battlefield's
tough.
not a drop. Well, it kind of invented the drop shot, but it's not a game where drop shotting will save you for the most part. Battlefield's more of a tactical shooter. It's all about positioning more than it is twitch reflexes. You can have ungodly twitch reflexes, ain't gonna do you a lick of good in Battlefield.
Huh.
Oof.
That's actually kind of encouraging for me, right? Because I would expect to walk into the battlefield being, lacking gun skills, right? Because I haven't played with a mouse in a long time. I played it old school, right? Back when like Doom was the thing. But I haven't been I'm sure guys are much better now than they were back in the day. So
Oh god.
yeah. Anyway,
I haven't played PC. I mean, since Halo
Dude,
original.
Dude, I'm buying this on Xbox all the way. I see myself enjoying this more on the console.
Really?
Yeah,
Even-
I mean, it's the main game mode is still 24 man, just like the console. It's 12 versus 12. The only time it gets big stuff is when you play Conquest.
Let's kick off the podcast since we're getting into this. Let's go. Are you ready with the intro?
Hey, don't you see that? Look at that video you just looked at. Go ahead and tell
it's
Redneck
open.
what that says.
All right.
Yeah, because it'll take me like 10 more hours.
It says Wings of Redemption was second best in his lobby.
Yes, and look at the KD on that.
The KD's about 6, which is pretty
It's a
good.
29 and a 5. Nobody else in the room has come close to that.
Mm,
That's true. That's true. All
And
right.
that's 4 years after touching a PC.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be on the other side. So let's start. Wings, you ready with an intro?
Not really, but I
We
mean,
can,
let's see.
doesn't even have to be awesome.
How about Redneck do the intro? He has that good one.
You want me to
Really?
go for mine? I don't know.
Yeah.
I might get too crunk. You,
All
you
Oh, I
say
love
when.
Redneck's intro.
Just say when.
right. I'm gonna count down. I'm not gonna say one, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, it's Redneck on PKA.
Look at that. You dropped the ball.
All right. Hey, so we were
Oh,
just getting into Battlefield 3 Alpha version. Wings has it, and apparently he sent me some screenshots. Apparently he's beasting over there. Let's talk about it, man. What do you know so far? What are you thinking?
well, it's basically it's just one map. It's like a stress test, that whole kind of deal. And that thing. Is there anything in particular you want me to talk about, or just what I've noticed? Like you want me to hit the flaws or the cons first, or
You said something interesting about no drop shotting, but you can dive to prone drop shot.
yeah, you can if you're running,
Mm-hmm.
which is W and shift, and you go to prone and you press Z, you can dive right into a drop shot, and you can do it that way, or you can dive behind cover or whatnot. But if you just press Z and hit the ground, the guy has to reposition himself and pick his gun back up. So you can't just like straight up drop shot from flat footed with that and expect to win a gunfight.
So,
Mm.
I mean, you've played the game, I don't know, I'm going to guess a couple hours now, right? You haven't had it for ages. You think that's a better mechanic? Like, off the bat, I hear no drop shot, and maybe I'm just resistant to change, but I think, I miss drop shot. I like drop shot.
Well, personally, my opinion, they should take prone completely out the game.
Really?
Really?
It
Dude, that's funny because I remember the day you got Halo. You were like, how do I lay down? How do you wanted to like go prone? And Kyle's like, Wings, you're a 7 foot tall super soldier who can jump 18 feet in the air, and you want to lay on your belly? Like, that's not Halo. And now you're in Battlefield, and you're like, hey, I miss my prone. So what do you think?
Well, the fact is because the difference between Halo is 4v4. Battlefield, you get much larger numbers, and with much larger numbers, people are more intent to lay on their belly in bushes.
I think it's 6v6 in Halo.
It's
It
4v4.
it depends on the playlist, really.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Um, in Battlefield, you're saying what was it? There's a ton of people in it. There's bigger maps, and
There's bigger maps, there's larger weapons, there's more areas to hide in than Halo.
mm-hmm.
And it tends to be a camp fest. It's like World War One right now. You have the attacking team in their trench, the defending team in their trench. Nobody wants to get out their trench because they're scared they're going to get shot.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God.
And the fact is, the maps are so big. Now, picture Battlefield Bad Company 2. I know you've played it, Woody.
I
Picture that
played.
map with a sniper leg on his belly.
I see where you're coming from. Yeah, because one of the issues with Battlefield is that I think did you invent the term bush Wookie? I know it's really widespread, but
I didn't invent it, no.
oh, okay. Well, I heard it first from you. So but yeah, that in Bad Company, it's really tempting to sort of stay in the way back and snipe. And while there's a bullet drop, it's pretty easy to compensate. You shoot about a head distance above their head, and you'll ping them right off. And
No,
anyway,
it gets better.
go
It's
ahead.
not the snipers that are the problem. It's the support guys because the machine guns have bipods on them that are fully operational now. So you can bipod your weapon down and pretty much have hardly any recoil whatsoever,
Uh oh.
and you can
I
do it
know.
in prone.
I know what I'm using. Hmm.
And the support guys get the infinite ammo.
For all the Call of Duty fanboys like myself, what do you think this game will really turn them on into wanting to buy it?
It's a fun fucking game. It is. I mean, with that aside, if you can, people are going to find angles on there. There's going to be an end all be all route that somebody can take and get behind and get the grenades off and such. Um, but the fact is, maybe it's because everybody knows the map now. Because I've been playing the same map for like 2 days now, so everybody knows where to look. It gets kind of hard, especially with in the alpha, because the squad doesn't really work half the time. Like sometimes you're allowed to squad spawn, sometimes you're not allowed to squad spawn. And if you get one of the servers where you're not allowed the squad spawn, you have people just aim down sight at the only place you can spawn at, and that sucks. And as soon as
Yeah.
you come out, you're an orange triangle and you're getting destroyed.
Now,
But
explain the orange triangle deal for us COD fanboys. What is that?
well, when you get an orange triangle put on your head, it means you've been spotted. Anybody on your team can spot somebody. On the PlayStation on the alpha, the Q key does it.
Yeah.
And what it does, you spot somebody, you have a big orange triangle above your guy's head that the enemy team can see. That lets them know where you're moving at, be it in a building, anywhere for 5 seconds.
It's kind of like calling a guy out, except instead of shouting out his location, you mark him, and it even works through walls and stuff, doesn't it?
So that's kind of like in line with on the home front then, with that little thing that flies around and marks people.
Kind of, just exactly like that, but you do it with your gun. So you can aim at somebody, mark them, and it'll mark anybody around them out. It's got like a splash damage effect.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty much death if you're anywhere but behind a rock.
Huh. So how's the game playing? All right, I want to come clean, right? Some guys get mad at me. I'm not really a Battlefield expert. I played Bad Company. I don't know how much time I have on it. I'll say like 8 or 12 hours or something. I haven't put a ton of time into it. But it's really big. It's kind of vehicle heavy. It's not all gun on gun. How does it play? Like, how excited are you about this game?
I'm very excited about the game. I mean, I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to enjoy the shit out of it. Do I think it's going to be the end all be all FPS? No. It's probably going to be more of a PC game for the long run than a console game. It's probably going to have about the same lifespan as a Bad Company 2 or any other Battlefield game on the consoles itself. And a lot of that probably is going to come from the lack of servers on the consoles compared to the PC, where you can pretty much pick where you want to play at and you can adjust the rules and whatnot. The game itself, it plays almost like Call of Duty PC wise.
What do you mean by that?
Very fluently. It responds very quickly. The hit detection's on par with Modern Warfare 2. Where you aim at is where the bullet's going at. As far as I can tell, there's no bullet drop in this game. Like, the bullet drop mechanic's completely gone. I haven't used the recon kit though at all, but like for like the light machine guns, the assault rifles, things of that nature, very good. But the maps themselves are really large, at least the one that you're allowed to play. And like I've been recently started posting beast gameplays mainly because I've been unlocking like the ACOG sites where I can actually see people. One of the big problems I've been having is the fact that they have the World War II trench mentality where you got two teams sitting prone and you're trying to shoot somebody probably like half a mile away. All you see is this orange triangle. You can't really make him out laying on the rock.
I see that in when Call of Duty releases a map pack. Usually my first impression is like, oh my gosh, this thing is so campy. You can't move around. Everyone's sitting in windows waiting. But then you give the map pack 2 or 3 weeks and two things happen. Like, I think people get tired of camping, and then I learned to navigate the map a little better and how to avoid those problems. I'm guessing the same thing will happen in Battlefield. Like, right now they're trench warfaring, shooting across, but after a while, people come out of their holes.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean,
Okay.
Bad Company 2 at this point is still a camp fest. And a lot of that has to do with if you get good players on the team, they're going to stomp on the other team, just like Call of Duty. Like, if you get me and like 3 other guys that know what they're doing, you're going to run up, we're going to get the bombs. The other team ain't going to have no chance to do it because they're too busy trying to get the bush Wookiee on, the bush monster in the back.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's going to roll, just like every other Battlefield game.
That's why I took the second one back within 3 days of buying it. I couldn't handle it.
This game's pretty much dead set of going to where I think the big end all be all is going to be the conquest mode though.
Explain that. What is conquest?
Conquest is basically domination, but in conquest, if you have to, the object isn't to trap them. You can take all the domination points and push them back to their home spawn. You get 2 free spawns that you always spawn at, called your home base, and there's flag capture points. If you have command of the flag capture points, the enemy team's ticket go down by 1. If you kill somebody on the enemy team, their tickets go down by 1. First team to 0 loses.
And what? Explain the ticket deal because I'm lost on that
I
too.
just did.
I mean, but what?
So
Like,
here I'll explain, right? So domination, where when you own these points,
yeah.
it causes the other team to lose tickets. And another thing that causes them to lose tickets is when they die, right? So they're sitting there like defending, and oh wait, I'm doing it wrong. Wings, do it better than me. So you're
No,
defending,
you
and they
you had
only.
it right.
Oh, did I have it right? All right.
If your team, if anybody on your team dies, you lose a ticket. You start with 200 some tickets apiece.
I got
Uh
you.
huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Every
and
death counts as a ticket. If you don't command the flags, like say there's 4 flags. If you don't have 3 of the 4, you lose a ticket every like 5 seconds.
I
If
so
you
got you.
got if you both got 2 flags, only the deaths count.
all right, yeah, all
Okay.
right. So if you control more of the map, that's one way to win. You could control less of the map, but slay so effectively that you could still win. But that's tricky to do.
Yes, and I've seen that done. I've seen people with one base just outslay the other team.
Right, but you're working against yourself, right? You're better off, having more than one part of the map. Like it seems to me, the strategy would be this: own more flags than them, and then let them come to you and win both
Yeah.
the ground war and the
Yeah,
TDM.
basically conquest. It's a
Shoot
conquest.
them as they run to the flags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You've got what they want, so you can
Yeah.
set yourself up and win.
Do you guys want to hear the downside so far of the alpha?
I do.
Well, from what it seems like, it freezes a lot. Obviously, I mean that's been a major problem.
Right, and I just
But
want to
this
jump.
is off
I think
alpha
we all
performance.
understand that that's an alpha thing, right? That's normal.
Yeah. And another alpha problem, which I've chalked it up to, is you can shoot through some of the materials that you normally wouldn't think you'd be able to shoot through, such as rocks, mounds of dirt, map.
I've
I
heard
mean,
about that. I've heard about getting shot through rocks and stuff. But again, that's an
that's
alpha thing,
another
right?
alpha
It's supposed
issue.
to be buggy. It's a good thing that they're doing an alpha. Otherwise, these things might
Oh,
make their way into
big
the
change.
release.
Here's a big change in the Battlefield world. You only can spawn on your squad leader now.
So for guys who haven't played Bad Company, well, wait a minute. So all right. So in Bad Company, this is the deal. When you spawn, you can either choose like is it a random spawn point or a back in your base spawn point, or you
Back
can
in the
spawn.
base on
All right,
anybody
so
in your squad. Yeah.
yeah, so back in your base, or you can spawn on people in your squad. So, if there's a guy in your squad who's pushed forward already, which is especially nice because the maps are gigantic, if there's a guy who's pushed forward already, you can spawn right on top of him. And now there'll be 2 of you working together. The downside of that, the reason you might not do it every single time, is that, that guy can be in a lot of hot water. He might be on the edge of death if he's the most forward guy. So you need to, choose your spawn carefully. The upside is you have a little control over it. Like, if you're in Call of Duty, I think we've all been spawn trapped before. Sometimes you spawn into a terrible situation and it's not really your fault. In the Battlefield series, since you choose where you spawn, it's you often have some say. If you spawn on a guy and die right away, well then you made a bad choice. It's not just bad luck like Call of Duty. Having said that, it's not that hard to camp spawns. It seems even easier to get behind a well-known spawn point in Bad Company 2 anyway, and just wait for them to come to life there.
Mm.
Yeah, camping spawns is something Conquest is notorious for because you can literally beat them back into their base.
You can go all the way back, and in Call of Duty, if you're aiming down sights at a spawn point, the Call of Duty has a couple things that determine where you spawn from, and I know the demo spawns are especially bad. But
Oh
if
yeah.
you're aiming down sights at a spawn point, typically no one will spawn there. Now I know there's exceptions, but most of the time that doesn't happen. In Battlefield, that's not one of the things it considers. At least Bad Company 2, you can sit there aiming down sights at a spawn point, and guys will come to life in front of it, and it's kind of a mess. But
Or you
they
can
both have their.
you can park vehicles over spawn points and make it so they only have one spawn point.
When you get shot and you're dead, is there a
No
is there
kill
like a
cam.
mandatory spawn delay?
Yes, there's a mandatory spawn delay. There's no kill cam whatsoever. The spawn delay is very minimal. By the time you get through your death animation, you have like 2 seconds for to pick a spawn, and there you go again.
And how does like changing loadouts or classes? How does that work?
When you after you die, let's say deploy, squad, and customize. You go to customize, you get your 4 kits. You can customize the loadout there. That you can change out your barrels. You can change out optics. You can put bipods on, put flashlights on, the whole nine. Snipers now have a downside that if the guy sits too still too long with the sniper, the sun glints off his scope and gives away his position.
Oh, that's cool.
That is nice. I'm
That's
not
a
gonna
neat
lie.
idea. That's
Yeah, it
really
is.
cool. Um, how did you get the alpha?
I actually asked for somebody. I asked for it on Twitter when it first came out. I'm like, who? I actually offered money. I'm like, I got cash money. Whoever can give me an alpha code,
Uh huh.
and somebody said their PC couldn't run it, and he gave me his code.
I think
Clutch.
my PC could run. I know you've got a beastly PC. How are you finding fraps while playing it?
I'm not recording it at all because that's pretty much instant channel gone on YouTube.
I get that, but you haven't even tried it.
I haven't even tried it. I mean, there's really no reason. I'm playing it mainly to one get the first comer's advantage, and two
Mm-hmm.
just to have the information for later. I mean, like if somebody came up, Woody, I'll let you play Modern Warfare 3 right now if you can't record it, but you can't record it. Would you say no?
Oh no, absolutely. I'd do it. I'd be all over it. One, so that we can give people. Some people come to YouTubers and have an interest in what the game is like early. Like this is breaking news. I feel like we're on the scene at some big event. We can tell
Yeah.
people about Battlefield 3 early, and that's an advantage too. And then the other part of it is when say the beta comes out and all of a sudden we're allowed to use footage. I would be smarter than I otherwise would be. I wouldn't be a first day beta user like the rest of the world is. I'd have some insight to share because of my experience. So I would love to get on the alpha.
All right, one last thing on the Battlefield 3. It has the best transfers ever.
What's a transfer?
Like you remember in Bad Company, you take two cart crates and the black would slowly move up and open up a new part of the map. Not this thing. The fucking jets come by and just missile the fucking ground and derail a subway train, and you just jump in when the subway train's burning and shit and just kill one to the next things.
Huh.
Is that like a cutscene or?
It doesn't cut. It does it in game live. Like you could just take the base and the jets will come by, boom, and you still be fighting, and it'll kill anybody near it. It's crazy sweet.
I'm trying to think. So, snipers give away your position even if you're not spotted. That's cool. How's the speed of the game? Right in Bad Company 2. Look, people hate it when I compare games to COD, but I can't stop, and I think it's a language we all understand. Bad Company 2, because of the size of the maps, it can be a little slower in between gunfights compared to a Call of Duty game. Is it the same pace?
Same pace, yeah. I mean, they don't have as big as a spawn delay, so it's a little faster than Bad Company 2, and the guns kill a lot faster than Bad Company 2. There's probably one or maybe even two less bullets per kill. Like normally in like Bad Company 2, if you had an assault rifle, you got one maybe two kills, where you can easily get 4 kills on Battlefield 3 because they do so much more damage.
Do you get a reward? Is there any type of reward for like beasting on people and getting like kill streaks, so to speak?
You get points. You get combat ribbons.
So as far as somebody like me is used to COD only,
No, there's
no
no kill streaks.
airstrikes, none
Kill
of that
streaks
crazy
are on
shit.
the map. You just got to get in and drive them.
You're talking about the vehicles.
Yes, the vehicles are the kill streaks.
Are they hard to destroy?
Yes, they are. That's another thing. Like tanks used to take like 3 rockets to destroy. Now they take like 5. Tanks used to take 2 C4. The light tank takes 3 in the beta. You don't have access to a heavy tank.
Damn.
So, tanks are even harder to destroy. So I guess more tank whoring in Battlefield 3 unless the jets are extremely good.
Now say when the
Mm.
game starts, how many vehicles are on that particular map?
Depends on where you're at. Like on this map right here, only the attacking team gets a light tank.
So it's basically one vehicle versus none.
Yes, basically. But the other team could just stack up with engineers or landmines and stuff. People are asking about the knife button. Melee, you have to pull the knife out and then use it with your trigger button.
You're talking about the animation?
Yeah,
Oh.
you literally have to pull the knife out like it comes out. You gotta pull it out.
God, somebody finally listened to all my prayers. A video game where I can't get right thumbstick animated knife instantaneously. That's awesome.
You know what? Modern Warfare 3 is doing that too.
Yeah, I hear it. I want to see it though.
Yeah, I've heard it in a couple
I want to see it.
places. I'm
And
pretty sure about it.
and the knife animations are cool as shit. They're different between what angle you get the person at.
Okay, yeah, I like cool knife animations.
But you also get killed on those knife animations, kind of like Halo, with the
Yeah,
assassinations.
yeah.
That's
Like I
cool.
stabbed somebody in
Yeah.
the head. Like I jumped off a train and just stabbed him right in the head with a knife.
I'll say, well, you hear a yoink, you know, the game sound off a reach, you know, and you're trying to assassinate somebody, and a teammate takes your kill, yoink.
I wasn't a big Reach fan.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Reach is one of the only games I've ever played that I just could not get the hang of.
Yeah, I'm not good at Reach either. I got some benefit out of it. Like I felt like my stick work. So here's the deal: when I play games a lot, as much as like I never pretend to be Optic Nade Shot or whoever's your favorite pro player, and I never claim to be that guy. But when I play all the time, like when these Call of Duties first come out, I feel like my shot's actually pretty on. And then then it gets to like this time of year, I might go 3 days without playing it, or I have these trips and I come back, and I think I played the last 2 days in a row, but prior to that I maybe had 3 or 4 days off, and I look at my videos and I'm like, my aim is not at the peak of where it's been. So we'll see.
I hate that. It feels like it controls a fat piece of plastic in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I spaz out too much. Like all right, get this guy. And I'm shooting, left of him, right of him, on him, all over him.
Yeah.
It's like, I need more auto aim to
Shoot a
stay
whole
on
clip.
target.
A whole clip and reload and still haven't hit him yet. Like, damn.
But like, when I played Reach through September and then switched over, and it was, I felt like my stick work was pretty much on, like, because you got to go body, head in Reach, and when you focus on that level of stick work all the time, it steps up your game a little bit. Not that I ever got, pro level or anything. I'm no Pistola, but it got better than I was before.
There's something I want to transition the topic to.
Mm.
Somebody in this chat sent me a kick-ass candle arrangement.
Oh.
Really?
And
A
oils.
candle arrangement? And oils? Get some wings?
And teddy bears.
Damn.
Dude.
They do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you need to thank your wife for us, Redneck.
Oh, I will. Yeah, my wife, she's got a hobby. She's a candle maker. She's not like store-bought candles per se, but more of just country style candles. Most of them are all natural soy type stuff, but it's pretty neat stuff she does.
Some of the best candles I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, she's she's got her education, but like a lot of us, she enjoys doing that.
Oh
That's-
man,
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with making candles, man. My wife has an education. She has all kinds
Nah.
of hobbies.
Nah, I like the hot wax myself, but
hey,
No.
one of the scented oils she sent us was monkey farts.
What?
yeah, that's
Wait,
smells like
Redneck
bananas.
says, yeah, like there's no big deal. Like, oh, yeah,
no
monkey
big
farts. Huh?
deal. Everybody heard of monkey farts. Come on.
He had to lick me all over scented oil.
I hope that helped you out, Wayne.
All right.
I'm gonna have to send one just so you can see what I'm talking about.
Oh man, those candles were cool as shit though.
Oh,
Got
man.
the cinnamon burning right now.
Why do I think there's a cow out there somewhere that smells like monkey farts with lick me all over scented oil on it?
Why does people want T Martin in here?
I don't know. He's very popular. Maybe it's his love of Rebecca Black.
Did
I
you
need
ever,
to send her some monkey farts.
She know? I looked it up. Because everyone was like, hey, she's not legal. And I was like, all right, let's check it out. So it turns out they're 4 years apart. Now, in the couple states that I know, like New Jersey, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, I'm not sure about Pennsylvania, but I looked up like the statutory rape rules, and this is when I was younger, when I was like 18, I'd want to know. And the deal was this: you had to be 4 years apart, for her to consent. And I think in Jersey she needs to be like 14 or something like that. So then if you're 4 years apart, you have to start comparing birthdays, because if you're like 4 years and 4 days older than her, that's no go, right? When they say 4 years, they mean 4 years, and you know, you have to start looking at the actual birthdays. So so I compared her. You know, T Mart's 18 and she is 14. So I'm like, all right, let's check out this wiki page, and I go to her wiki page and I get her birthday, and I go to T Mart, and he is like 4 years and 3 months older than her, which I think means he has to wait all the way until she's like 16 or 18. Like, he's got a couple years before they can, you know, consummate or act on that love of his.
Yeah. He could always move to Alabama.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You know, yeah, I'm just trying to help him out. If he, you know, if he can't wait, he can move to Alabama. Shit. You know.
That's so awesome. I remember I read a story about that, and I think the guy was from Alabama, and he was like 40 and she was like 14 or something, which apparently in Bama is totally legal. But he picked her up from a few states away. So even though he was from Alabama, along the way they stayed in like a hotel in Tennessee or wherever it was they were, and he got busted for statutory rape at the hotel on the way to his house. So they had decided, they sort of fell in love. He was bringing her home, and then on the trip home, he got busted for that.
He just couldn't wait to pound that pussy, huh?
That's exactly right. He couldn't wait. It was the hotel on the way home. If he had just waited for himself to get home,
Oh,
would have
man,
been okay.
get a fucking penthouse. Jerk off in the fucking cheap motel bathroom. You'd be all right.
These words of wisdom would have served him well if you had said them in time.
Yeah. Or just waited till they got to Alabama. Shit, you know, it's one more state over.
Yeah, if he had just driven a few more hours, he'd have been all right.
A few more hours, see there.
I wonder if he got to see the Crimson Tide.
I'm gonna catch so much heat over statutory rape jokes. Like, that's not cool. That's
Come on, it's almost not cool as that joke I just got to nobody's lift at.
I'm thinking about this. Like, you know, you get caught up in the moment. Everyone's goofing off. It's kind of funny, whatever. Like, you can imagine you and your friends, like, making jokes about this stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, the next day when you hear the same thing with a level head, you're like, what did you just say? This is terrible. And that's what's gonna happen.
Why did I have to be racist?
No, wait a minute now. No, I'm not talking about rape. I'm talking about consensual sex.
We're talking about statutory rape. Everyone's down with that, right? Oh, Crimson Tide wings. Oh, man, I just got that. So slow.
You finally got it too, didn't you?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
So Wings, I'm curious. I was actually thinking about potential topics on the way, you know, like before the pre-show, and I was wondering how you met your girlfriend. Like, here's what I remember. I remember the Wings that I knew. I'll say like 18 months ago, right? The Wings that you know was in between jobs, that was kind of making a go at this thing, surviving off ramen noodles. I don't want to exaggerate when I say like in a dark place, but you know. Not your best year. I think you've actually described it as your worst year. And then there's the Wings of, I don't know, 3, 4, 6 months ago, something like that, where you know, you started coming out of that place. Like, you know, you had some dollars in your pocket. You used that money to lose some weight, and you had more energy and like kind of turned things around. And then somewhere in there, you met your girlfriend. And how did that go?
Well, how about I let her tell that? Here. Come on. Who wants her to tell the story?
I want you guys to tell it together. Yeah, have her snuggle on over there next to the mic.
Well, I met her on a dating site.
Which site?
A Plenty of Fish.
Oh, dude, Dan from work uses Plenty of. Well, Dan uses all of them. He's got it down. But yeah, so plentyoffish.com. You made a profile, and
she actually sent me a message.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she was too good looking for me.
Nice.
And I was sitting there like, did you really mean to send me a message?
He actually sent that, by the way.
I did actually send that. I thought she might have like clicked the wrong profile and seen like some beach guy with like washboard abs or some shit.
No, he actually, in the email he sent me in reply was, did you mean to send me this message, and that was it.
You know, when I first met my wife, I'm sorry to interrupt the story, but I'll say mine super quick. She had a little kid hand me a note saying that she liked me, but it was April Fool's Day. And at first I was totally excited, and then I realized that it was probably just a joke, and I threw it away because I thought she was too good looking for me.
You know what I first said when I met my wife? I said, "Damn."
How could I?
I said, "Damn, I gotta
Nice.
get her at a party."
All right. So
you know,
Wing,
Redneck.
she-
You know,
go ahead.
Redneck reminds me of a kid I seen when I was young myself. I was around 18 or something, and I look over and this kid's got like this Toyota Tacoma, and he's got like the whole like mossy oak headliner and the whole interior, and he sit there got this girl to sit there in her mossy oak jacket, and they're playing some song about fucking her in the ass while sitting
Yeah.
at the stoplight. Every time I think of Redneck, I think of that guy. I don't know why.
Actually, I think I was playing that song by Clarence Carter. Remember that song, "Stroking"?
Oh, God.
The big pool hall song. I'll be stroking. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. All right, let's get back. Let's get back on topic. So, Wing, she sent you a message, and you thought that she was too good looking, so you said, "Did you mean to send this to me?" And then what?
We got to we ended up talking for like 6 hours that night. And then
Really?
yeah.
And what's
and-
talking? Is that like IMing, or you use the phone?
No,
it was
talking
I-
on the phone.
No, it was IMing first night.
Oh yeah, the first night.
There's
Okay.
Plenty of Fish
You're
had the
right.
instant messenger,
You're
and then we
Mhm.
changed phone numbers at the end of that, and then I lost her phone number.
It didn't call me for like a month, wasn't it?
That's a week. It's a week and a half. I had MLG Dallas at that
It
time.
was longer than that.
It was MLG Dallas. It was like a weekend,
It was longer than that.
and I sent her. When I got back on access to the computer, I sent her another message saying, "I lost your phone number. Will you be able to give it to me again?" I thought she was going to say no, but she sent me her phone number again, and we made a date. And what was our first date? I know what it is. I'm gonna see if you remember.
I know what it is.
Our first date was to get a pedicure.
Yes, it was. Because he never had one before.
Yeah, I never had a pedicure before, and she's like, "Well, I get my feet done every 2 weeks." I'm like, "I've never had that. Let's go do that." So we ended up going get our feet done and went and seen a movie up at the mall.
And then he saw all my tattoos.
Yeah, you're the one that freaked out about tattoos. See,
Oh my
I was getting more comfortable as soon as I realized I was taller than her.
Okay, so you guys are close to the same height.
No, she's nowhere close to. She's short, way shorter than me. But that made me feel like a little bit more superior to her. Like a male figure.
Well, you gotta realize he never had a girlfriend before. And he was a virgin. I just called you out.
Nice. So,
That's all right. Say I
yeah,
ain't
that's
never.
all right. What was I gonna say? So you got the pedicure? Was that the whole date, or did you like have did you throw
No,
dinner
we went
in
to
there?
the movies. Went to the movies and we ate at an Italian restaurant as well.
Mm-hmm.
We went to
Whoa.
what was it, Maggie D's?
Yeah, it was Maggie D's.
Yeah, it was Maggie D's, and the second date was Ripley's Aquarium, and we went to the Greek restaurant.
Yeah, which you didn't like.
I didn't like the Greek restaurant. It's one of those fancy restaurants like you see like on Chef Ramsay.
But Greek food is delicious.
Greek food is not delicious.
I like
There,
Greek food.
there was more fucking wine on that list than there was actual drinks.
I probably would have enjoyed it.
You know, it was a place where it was one of those places where you felt like you'd offend them if you asked for Coca-Cola.
Did you say which movie you saw?
What was that first one? It was Source Code, wasn't it?
First one was source code.
Yeah, Source Code. The second one was Water for Elephants.
This is a seriously long date, like a pedicure, movie, and dinner.
Yeah.
Did
No,
you
wait,
go to a
wait,
massage
wait.
parlor?
I have to call Wings out on this, right? Wings was giving us dating advice on Painkiller already, and it was stuff like you start off with like White Castle or McDonald's so she doesn't get too spoiled, and work your way up to you like, you know,
Full of
if she
shit.
starts treating you right, you take her to Wendy's. Like this is, you know, he was acting like he didn't want you to get all uppity by carrying your tray, you know.
Hey, I took you to Bellacino's today.
Yes, but he's full of crap.
I got you the head the other day.
So, but the truth is, he's starting out big. This is like 3 dates.
Oh, Oh yeah.
Hey,
And I didn't pay for anything. He paid for everything.
Oh, Wings, you are so cold busted, man. Because you were acting like McDonald's was kind of high class.
I Redneck meet this girl. Like, damn, I gotta get her in the party.
Right. At a restaurant, actually. No joke. When I was younger, I was working part time as a cook, and then she actually came in the restaurant, and I was like, damn. And then then luckily, I didn't realize it, but like the woman I knew was actually her mom, and I didn't really knew like that was her daughter, and so it was on. So our first date, I took her to see a movie called Fear, which is about a sadistical boyfriend who was psychotic and tried to kill all of her family.
Marky Mark.
Is it
Yeah.
Marky Mark?
Yeah, that's
Oh
it.
wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
96, I think it was. That was our first
Motherfucker,
date.
old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG from way back. You hear me? I knew. I said if she'll like agree to keep seeing me after this first date, account of this movie, I gotta keep her. And she did.
I haven't took you no really bad movies yet. I tried to make you watch Troll 2 the other day, and you
Oh my
you were down
God,
for
that's
that.
like wasting your life. We watched 5 minutes and I felt like it was 5 years. It was stupid.
You guys ever seen Troll 2?
Don't.
I haven't.
Dude, there's no way I would see that movie. Like, it doesn't really take great pattern recognition to realize Troll 2 will suck.
Troll sucked. What was the other movie we watched that sucked too? That you like love?
Dude, you're dissing that. She dissed Duel. Come on.
Duel. Oh, Duel sucks too. It's worse than Troll 2.
Duel does not suck.
Oh my God! All you do is watch a truck and a car try to beat each other up. It's stupid. Whole movie.
Wings, man, get her a mic proper. We gotta get her on the show more often. This is awesome.
I mean, you guys seen Duel, right?
Duel,
No.
I haven't.
It's Steven Spielberg's first movie.
Don't do it.
I like her. Would you get her a better mic? I can hardly hear her.
Have the Triton.
He's afraid.
You gotta get a mix amp or something and set it up right, like an Alesis.
She has a headset. My other Triton headset on, but the reason I have two Tritons is the other Triton headset mic fucked up on me.
Oh.
Man, I'm gonna give you a shopping list. We're gonna spend some of your money and we'll get this done right.
I have no problem.
I've
with
got
that.
that. I've got that $400 microphone I never can get work.
No, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. So that was first date. The first date was that freaking triple event spendathon. Then what?
So we went to Ripley's Aquarium for the second date. Which she was at the time she was working in hospitality, so she got all these free tickets to everything at the beach. So I wanted to go to Ripley's Aquarium, so we went there, and then.
So did she get free tickets to the aquarium? Is that what you put together?
She got free tickets to the aquarium.
But that's a pretty neat idea. Dude, I would totally date you. I love aquariums. I've been to the Baltimore Aquarium like 20 times now. Like, I would be down. That would be a good date.
It's pretty cool. You got to touch stingrays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did
That's
a video
nice
about
day. I really like that. So what I like in a date, in case you ever take me out, Wings, is a date where you can actually talk to the person you're going with. Like, some common dating ideas are like the movies. I'm really struggling with like other common date ideas that I don't like. But what I do like is mini golf or putt golf, depending on where in the country you're from. I like bowling, something like a pedicure or whatever. These sound like pretty neat ideas because I like being able to talk and meet the other person in an aquarium. Like, you have that sort of group activity that gives you something to do and talk about, but you also get to talk to each other, which I think makes for a good date.
Yeah, it wasn't a good date. It was that we brought my camera along, and the camera wouldn't focus half the fucking time. So we were sitting there spending half the time trying to get the camera focused to get pictures for my YouTube channel.
But
That was a working date.
Yeah, it was a working date.
That wasn't much fun.
You enjoyed the Greek, because right across the thing was the Greek restaurant. You're like, oh, that's open. Like, do you want to go to the Greek restaurant?
Conversation we had at the Greek restaurant?
Yes, we did. Yes, I do remember that conversation, because she had thrown out the Ripley's Aquarium stub, and I'm like, Save that. I could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
use that for a tax write-off.
That's a second date. By the way, I'm gonna write this off on my taxes just to let you know.
Wings is you're quite the romantic. You know, like, hey, can I have these pedicure pay stubs? I'm down.
Well, I usually like food-oriented things. I think it wasn't the one thing wasn't the aquarium. I think it was the restaurant itself.
Our third date was better.
What was our third date?
We went to the beach. We went to dinner and then to the beach.
Yeah, and we were going to go to Priscilla McCall's after that.
I don't know what Priscilla McCall's
That
is.
is not something you say on a podcast.
Oh, Priscilla McCall's is like a dirty hotel, isn't it? Are there mirrors on the ceiling at this place?
Oh, buddy.
No, it's a sex shop.
Oh man. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting the meat and potatoes of this.
So what was on the shopping list at Priscilla McCall's? Welcome to Painkiller already, sweetheart. She said, "Oh God." That's what she said later too. This is like a repeat.
Did it involve power equipment?
Did it
How
have
many
12-volt batteries with it?
12 volt. You're not messing around. I was.
Oh man, how we get back on me again? I thought we were supposed to be embarrassing Redneck.
No.
Uh,
I think you're the center of attention. I think this is actually turned out to be a cool
Tell
topic.
all the girls at your work that listen to this show.
I hate you.
I hate you. That's perfect. Do her friends actually listen to the show at all?
I don't know.
Whitney does.
Her BFF Whitney does.
Yeah, I have a nephew who listens to this show. Now, I don't know if he catches every episode, but there was one. It was a long time ago now. I'll say it was episode like 20 or something. I mentioned something about the house rule. Do you guys recall this at all?
Oh yeah, the house rule.
What's the house rule?
House rule in Woody's house is if you get walked in on, he's not going to stop. I think it's something like that.
No, if she catches me masturbating, right? And because here's the genesis of this, right? It used to be this fun thing. Like, she loved to catch me. You know, she would know what was going on, but rather than just sort of let it go down, you know, private and respectfully, she would walk in with this like, "Aha, I see what you're doing," etc. And so then the house rule came down. It was like, if you catch me, you have to finish me, blowjob. And that's how we roll in the Woodworth house, baby.
you open the door and say, "Aha!" You better be naked.
So have you ever called her?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I've ever called her. Or if I have, it was, you know, like a almost planned catch type thing. So.
Yeah, I know what you're
I
talking
know
about.
exactly.
Woody. It's
They
a
do.
oops.
It's the bubble bath. If you hear the bubble bath roll up, you got to choose plunge in the happy hole. When the female
Did
is
it get hot in
masturbate-
here? I think it's hot in here.
See? Now Woody's getting red.
Wait, when do
I don't know
females
what you're
masturbate?
talking about.
Huh?
When do females masturbate?
No, I can't tell all my secrets. Oh,
When nobody's around.
At the same time I masturbate. That's how that's convenient.
Yeah.
Some guy asked an awesome question. What if your brother walks in? I don't know. Same rule? What's the deal?
Ooh, that's a tough one there.
Awkward eye contact and close the door.
I actually would say,
You finish after the door
nah,
closes.
the best line ever would be like, "You mad, bro?"
I'm thinking I've never been caught like in the act by my brother. Like, you know, so people don't know, I have a brother that's just under 2 years older than me, like a year and 11 months. So you know, like, dude, like, I'm 15, he's 17. You know, right? Like, you'd be crazy to not think that you're both like of, you know, pretty active masturbating age. And so I never actually got caught, you know, choking the chicken. But the deal was, he owned all the magazines. Like, he would go to this cigar shop downtown that sold like porn mags. And this is before everyone had like a laptop in their bedroom. This is old school. And and I would go under his bed and like steal them temporarily, right? You know, so and put them back in the same order, so as, you know, plausible deniability. And there would be times when like he'd walk into his room and I'm there like, you know, returning magazines, and it's like, yeah, no eye contact, return to room, ignore. This didn't happen, and that's how that went down.
I would have to say under the bed was probably the number one spot of all time to hide your Playboys at.
Yeah, that's where they go.
Under the bed, in between the box spring, the mattress, you know, in that area.
I think I only owned one Playboy my entire childhood, and I kept it in between the mattresses.
Let's see, there you go.
You had a nudie man?
Ooh, I tried to keep that nudie mag too. I don't know where the hell it went to though.
Stole it.
Kemp probably stole it. Yeah,
Brooks got it.
crook.
My father had a stack of them, like 18 inches tall. And we had babysitters who came over and would, like, they knew where his nudie magazines were, and they would check them out. Like, these were guy babysitters, and they would look at my father's nudie magazines. And, this is going to sound so sick and wrong and, like, freaking pedo. But I remember there was one in particular who would, like, describe the girls. He'd be like, ooh, she's foxy. Because remember, this is, like, the 70s. And, like, he'd go to the next one. I'd be like, is she foxy? Because I didn't even know. And he's like, no, she's sexy. And I'm like, damn it. Like, you know, I thought I had that one right. And that was, you know, my scene back in the 70s.
Holy Toledo.
When Gabe starts doing this, you're on call for that. Good.
When he starts doing what? Choking the chicken?
Mm.
I ain't crossing that bridge yet.
How old is he now?
3.
Oh, you got tons of time. But they do get their little boners, which is, like, awkward. Yeah, she says, but she knows. She knows.
When my son was little, he'd poke a hole through the front of his diaper and pull his wiener out through the hole of the diaper.
Really?
No joke.
That's a good move right there. That's trolling, right? You just poke a hole in the diaper, walk with your thing out. You might catch bitches, right? That's how you troll them. It's like a line.
So, weren't you the one that had a conversation with me about the pee tent?
Oh,
Me?
when they're babies.
Yeah. She was talking about when the little boys are babies, you get this thing that kind of blocks them from peeing in your face when you change their diaper.
There's the PPTP.
PPTP. Yeah, that's it.
And when you have a baby boy, you get this thing. It's a little cone that you put over their thing so they don't pee on you.
Nice.
Boys, once you open the diaper and they get cold, boys will pee on you.
Well, when my oldest son was in the hospital, they was on doing like another official weighing of him, and so I picked him up and held him out in front of me. And the moment I got him up about chest high, he pissed right on my shirt.
It's because he got cold. See,
Yep,
that's what
sure did.
boys do.
I never put it together that it was temp related. Were your kids big? Like, you know how they measure their percentages, like their height, weight, and head circumference?
My kids' heads were about 14 centimeters, which is huge. And they were both 21 and a half inches, or Maddie was 22 and a half inches long, and Gabe was 21 and a half long. And they were both about 8 pounds, 13 ounces.
Nice. So my daughter was 8 pounds, 9 ounces when she was born, a little smaller, but still big. And my son was big too. I don't even remember how much he weighed, but I do remember their percentages. The whole way that they grew up, like they don't, when they're like 12, they stopped doing that. But they would always be 90%, like bigger than 90% of the other kids or better. Yeah. And, you know, I would look at them like grades. Like if she didn't roll in with like a 95%, like a nice strong A, I'd be disappointed. Like, oh, you know, God, your length is slacking, you know. At one point, like her height and her weight was really big, but her head circumference was like a C. It was like 78%. And I'm like, what is this? Like, you're slacking. You need to work on your head circumference, girl. Get back on track. Because you know, I want her to get straight A's.
My kids are always in the 95th percentile for height, but their weight is always on target.
Oh, like 50? So they're tall and thin?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're skinny.
I think my 12-year-old's like 5'10", so He's gonna be tall.
You know, I'm serious. Y'all seen all these things. I mean, my mom must have got killed when she had crook. Kenneth was a 12-pound baby.
Oh my god.
My
Golly.
on my father's side, he and his sister were gigantic. I don't remember their numbers. I think they were coming on 14 pounds. But I know that when my dad was born, he broke the weight record at the hospital, and his sister broke the length record. Like, they were huge. But yeah, it was
Andre the Giant out.
their mother was diabetic, and I don't know why, but diabetic women have really, really big babies. So that was the deal.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, a lot of women get what they call like gestational diabetes, where they're only diabetic while they're pregnant. You know, and because my youngest son, he was premature, like way early, but he was like a huge kid. He was like 7 pounds, but he was way premature. Yep.
So, Redneck, you got any topics you want to bring to the table?
Oh man, I got so many topics. I don't know where to start.
Go ahead.
Throw a dartboard.
Let's see here. Dude, my mind just went blank.
All right, let me step in.
So-
Redneck, it's a perfect
Yeah.
question for you.
All right.
Would you rather be the Queen of England or the President of the United States?
The President of the United States. I don't be no damn woman.
I'd rather be the Queen of England here.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Queen of England too. Go ahead.
Nah,
what's
I can't
your
do it.
reasoning, Redneck? Isn't totally just the girl thing?
Yeah, I don't want to be no chick.
See,
really-
I
Let
don't
me
want to
feel
work.
this one.
Go ahead.
Feel
go
this
ahead.
one. First off, even if I'm a chick, the Queen of England is usually old and raggedy anyway. So you're already past all the baby having the
No,
bleed.
no, hold on. Let me interrupt you. The Queen of England isn't necessarily old. You're just alive at a time when she is old. When she dies, the Queen of England is going to be like 25.
All right. Regardless, you have no responsibilities other than to look rich and proper.
Yeah, I think maybe you're like you have the responsibility of setting certain fashion trends, like polka dots or something. But that's about as far as it goes. The President of the United States, like right now, he's got the whole debt ceiling thing going on. That is a terrible job. Like he's really busting his butt. He's responsible for things that he doesn't complete. Yeah. He's responsible for things that he doesn't completely control. He's trying to get other people to line up and agree with him. That's the most stressful kind of work. I could give you a huge workload, Wings, but if it's something you can accomplish on your own, then the stress is kind of manageable. When it's something that you're depending on other people to deliver on your behalf, that's when like life's real stress comes in.
And you got the camera shoved in your face if you fuck up.
Oh, yeah, you've got literally millions of people rooting for your failure. That is a tough job. The Queen of England, on the other hand, dude, like I'd take that job. I think I don't mean to brag, but I'm really, really good at not working. And I think that makes me, I think I'd be ideal as a queen.
Oh, man. What about Prince William? He ain't got too bad of a job either.
No. He seems pretty well set up right now.
Did he try to marry the ugliest girl in England?
What? She is not ugly.
She's
I
like
agree with
30.
you.
She's like 31 and she looks like 41.
Wait, what's
I
her
didn't
name
think she
again?
was
Kate? Is she
I didn't-
Kate Winslet? What's her name?
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton. Sorry, I mixed her up.
She has
I'm sure
old lady eyes all day.
Here, let me Google her picture right quick. I done forgot.
They didn't take the most flattering pictures of her at the wedding and stuff that they
Are there any naked photos of her?
If you had one, you'd be probably set for at least this lifetime.
All right,
Okay,
I'm
let's-
looking at a bikini photo from the back, and she's getting my stamp of approval.
Come on, you're the prince of fucking England. You can
Now-
score better than that.
Now, how
You
old,
have
how
to
old
do
is the
better than
prince?
that.
If you're focusing on the eyes here, I do see that she's going to get crow's feet earlier than some, but she is a lovely woman, and there's something to be said for what's on the inside as well.
What it was they didn't take the most flattering pictures of her that they used in the papers and stuff. like in the media.
What
like,
it
in
is,
her
what it
wedding
is
stuff,
she's
they
aging
didn't treat it.
prematurely, probably from sunbathing and shit like that.
Yeah, like I hear what she's saying, but I'm agreeing with Wings here. Like I'm not looking at one or two pictures. I probably looked at 40 so far. Google Images is good for that, and she really does have crow's feet. I do too from all my time in the sun, and but she's still hot.
She's hot. She's hot as she wants, but she's not, Princess of England hot.
No, I'd have to agree with Wayne's on that one.
I mean,
I don't see it.
you got to set a standard. You can't go out there with your members only jacket
Well,
on the
the
balcony waving your hand.
She's got big shoes to fill too. 'Cause the last princess was Princess Diana. And everyone loved her.
Diana was cute though.
And everyone loved her, so give her some slack. She's got big shoes to fill. Come on now.
Yeah. She's got my thumbs up.
I'm trying to find the age difference between the two of them. Because how
It's
old?
like he's 29, she's 31.
So I didn't realize he was that old.
Like that guy. Like speaking of premature aging, you can sort of see where he's going to be in 8 years, and she's going to be way hotter than him. That she's already hotter than he is, but that gap is only spreading.
That gap is only spreading.
Yep.
What happened with Princess Di? I was too young to even be in that time frame.
It was
Car
a
wreck.
big controversy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
so
what
without a
happened before
doubt,
that? She was separated at the time of the car wreck, wasn't she?
they weren't
Yeah.
officially separated, but the
Yeah.
marriage was on the rocks. And there were all sorts of conspiracy theories. What's known is this much: she was being chased by paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
She was driving too quickly, and she got into a car accident, and she died.
Yep.
There were conspiracy theories, like some paparazzi of Middle Eastern descent was put into action by somebody else to cause that to happen. But who knows?
You don't ever see like motherfucking King of Jordan have paparazzi problems.
Because they cut their head off. Especially.
Well,
You take my picture, beheading. It's
I'm just saying, maybe we should take some notes from these other countries.
But like I hear what you're saying, like on a high level, but free press is a pretty good thing.
It is until you see somebody like Paris Hilton having like 5 cars speeding down the highway trying to take pictures of her.
Yeah.
There should be a law against that kind of free press.
If somebody shoved a camera in my face, I'd beat their ass too. Who was it?
My
Who
name
was that
would be
did that?
Paparazzi paychecks, son. That
there's
was
a list. Did
Oh,
Mel
man.
Gibson do it recently? Did he?
I think.
Oh, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe did it a
Russell
couple
Crowe.
times, right? Is that
Yeah.
maybe who you're thinking of?
I'd have like a camera like platinum card at like one of those high end camera stores. So I'd be bought so many of those motherfuckers.
Damn.
I'd be taking that bitch and throwing it down the street every time I grabbed one.
Does anyone want to go for the next topic? Or you want me to throw it out there?
Redneck, have you thought about anything yet, son? Don't give me the blank shit.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far off into the deep stuff,
What's the deep stuff?
Beer or liquor. I mean,
The age-old question, huh?
You
What
know.
get you drunk quicker?
Man,
do you?
I've been watching Mad Men lately, and those guys drink so much. Like, I guess it's bourbon. Like, I don't even know my bourbon from my whiskey or whatever. It's some sort of thick-looking, dark yellow drink. And, man, like, I don't know. It tastes terrible, right? Does everyone universally agree that things like Southern Comfort don't taste good?
No,
What?
It doesn't.
You're cussing, Woody.
You talking about the guy who's got a big-ass Jaeger thing on his
Yeah.
fucking picture?
Now, I'm not an alcoholic. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't have to drink. I'm more of a social drinker who always has it on stock, Like, there's days I come in, I'm like, I think I have a Jaeger bomb,
He's not an alcoholic. He's just not a
No.
quitter either.
No, I mean, I know when to quit. And it's usually when my wife says, yo, you have had way too much. I'm like, okay.
I will pass out in the tub.
Yeah. We was at the beach, and we was gonna go out with some friends one night, and me and one buddy, we had drunk a gallon of tequila between the two of us, which that's a hell of an amount of tequila. And I was sloppy drunk, like couldn't even sit up in a chair. And
So you tried to have a lawnmower race, huh?
no, they wouldn't let me go nowhere until I ate like this big greasy ass hamburger. Because usually if you get real bad drunk, this old saying is something greasy will help like sober you up quicker.
Water will do that even faster.
Well, see, we always drink water while we shoot tequila. Just so it also helps with a hangover and headache.
So you can get the alcohol poisoning straight on up.
Let's get back to the taste thing. Like, I've tasted tequila. I've had this before, and it baffles me that people could think it's actually tasty.
It's yummy.
Well, it depends. Like, it depends on the tequila you whatever kind you drunk. And there's different types of tequila. My favorite here recently is anything like 100% agave, which is a different kind of, it's agave. It's not really tequila per se, but it is, if that makes sense.
I'm a baby back bitch when it comes to drinking. I like frozen strawberry daiquiri or some shit like that.
Absolutely. The girls have it right. Like frozen strawberry daiquiri, this is good stuff. Pina colada, Kahlua, and cream. I think margarita's the good one, and martini's the bad one. If I have,
I think the
right.
hardest I got was like a margarita.
Margarita's good stuff. Yeah, Wings, you got it going on, and we'll go to like bar. I remember, I think I won a bet, and when I do, like the loser has to buy a drink, and I have extra fun by making people buy girl drinks. Like if say we'll play pool, right? Loser buys the drinks. And not only do they have to buy the drink, pretending that I win all the time, they have to buy like a Shirley Temple or something like that. It just adds to it.
I couldn't do it.
See, that's the sweetest part of it. Then you'd be welching out. Everyone would be watching. Dude, there it is. You did Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Bring it. You lost. It makes it more fun.
You guys ever see that show, Storage Wars?
Is that where like the pack rats that pack all their shit in?
I'm thinking of hoarders.
No, Storage Wars, where people like these storage units, right? And people like rent them out to like put their shit in because they ain't got enough room for it and they got no place to do with it and they just don't want to get rid of it.
Sure, I know what it's.
Yeah. So they eventually they come delinquent on their payments and they auction them off at the highest bidder. And people go around storage units and bid on these lockers, and they try to make their money back off of them.
So, stupid question. You get to see what's inside first, right? It's not like It's not like some game show.
You get to look,
but you're not allowed to go in.
You're not allowed to go in or touch, and you only get 5 minutes to look.
You basically get to walk in front of the door, glance at it, and walk back, and then they'll start the auction.
That's funny. All right.
That sounds like something you would like, Weens.
That is, I want to do that so badly. I want to go out there and bid on lockers because these people would making crazy money.
One guy bought a locker for $1,300, and it had all these
vending machines, and nobody else is sitting there bidding on them. He would have had to go down tooth and nail with my ass.
He made $30,000 off that locker.
Yeah, because vending machines sell for like $4,000 a piece.
Yeah.
And they were new.
And new ones sell for like $8,000.
There's a lot of storage areas around here. I wonder if I could check that out.
And people found like some crazy stuff. Like somebody paid $145 for a locker, and they found like these vintage toys still in the wrapper worth like $18,000.
They found the shoes, the authentic shoes they used in the movie, Popeye movie.
Yeah, olive oil shoes for like $2,000 right there, and they paid $100 for that locker.
Wow. Knowing my luck, I'd buy the one that have like fake dog shit in it.
Have you guys seen Hoarders?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that show is awful. My wife likes it, and
I watch it all the time.
It's kind of sad. It really is.
It motivates me to keep my shit clean.
We watched one today. There were two people in it, and neither one of them came out like cured. Like they fought the process tooth and nail. And at the end of it, they managed to clean. It's going to sound like nothing, but I'll call it a 100 square foot patch in the living room, but that was actually a lot of stuff. And that was it. And you just knew that patch was going to fill up with garage sale garbage in the next 3 weeks. Like they're.
You ever
they
see the
didn't
ones
get
where they
better.
go back?
No.
There's every now and then they go back to people's houses they went and cleaned. I don't think there's a person yet that's been cured.
Really?
Like there's that one girl. The one I always go back to was one that hoarded food.
Oh my god, it was nasty. I did
Because
shower.
that's the worst one.
I saw that one. Yeah. And she said that she thought the food was good unless the container was like expanded and like blown up about to burst because the bacteria growing
they had
inside.
like pieces of ham. They were like black. And she's like, we'll just cut the top layer off.
Yeah. She had if you can picture like chicken broth in a like paper carton, like almost like you know what it comes in, those like rectangle boxes that can hold liquid. And unless the box was like expanded and almost round from the bacteria and yeast like rising inside the thing, she'd be like, it's still good, it's fine. And there was one that was like starting to expand, and it was 3 years out of date. And she's like, it's fine. It only expands a little bit. I could still eat
She
this.
got like meal bugs going through her fucking flour and shit.
And the guy was like, do you know how much bacteria has to grow? Do you know what's going on inside of this before the carton starts expanding even a little bit? And she's like, I guess you're right. Like, it's a close call. My wife sees food that's a week out of date. It's out of here. It's gone. And her stuff was years out of date. She thought
She
nothing
opens
of
one
it.
of the bottom drawers of the refrigerator, like 3 of the people standing around it start puking.
Yeah.
And she's like, I wonder if this is good. She starts keeping shit in the drawer.
She stirs it up.
Yeah, people were. Yeah, I remember that. People were. Okay, wait, I'm out of words here. Guys were professional like hoarders. They were like psychologists that specialized in helping hoarders get better. These experts who do this every day, who deal with hoarders, were barely able to contain their vomit over what they found in her freezer drawer. And she's like, some of this is still good. It was crazy. It was so bad. And we watched it tonight in the living room while we were eating dinner. And I'm just like, this is the worst show ever. Can't we watch Office or something? The Office?
I had to go brush my teeth after I saw that. I couldn't do it. Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, I love watching hoarders now. That. Oh man.
That one was nasty though.
I bet
So-
you wonder how they can't fucking clean these places up though.
Well, I remember the food one in particular that we've been talking about the most. She came from a poverty background, and
Yeah.
like, so when she gets money, she buys food so that she doesn't go hungry when she, times are lean, when times are thin. So it's like a little bit of me kind of has sympathy, like, oh, I can see why she's like clinging on to her food.
But how
because
much
she's had
of you would
periods
want to
her
cook
life.
in that kitchen?
Yeah, well, dude, she's obviously crazy. But and there's a more logical part of me that says, you know what? Here's an idea. Why don't you hold on to your money instead of food? And then, when times are tight, you'll have money instead
Obviously,
of like.
the food's going to be more scarce and it's going to be through the fucking roof. Obviously. Dude, I live in a hurricane area, and usually when hurricanes come, grocery stores are just sold out.
Yeah.
And even then, the prices are not that much higher.
Yeah. She's just crazy. She's got a little bit of the crazies.
No, and she's like, "Oh, it's still good." I'm sorry if milk. Is
No,
the
she goes.
day of
She
expiration,
goes. I
it's
can
gone."
use that to make yogurt.
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah, and this is the thing. All the way through, they always have like reasons why this stuff is actually more valuable than you think it is. There was one that had, the
I
lawn
got-
chairs that are just plastic, and they're pure plastic. They can't be folded or anything. They sit next to tables oftentimes, and she has them, and they're like cracked and broken and 6 years old. This is disposable furniture, and she has 12-year-old garbage with leaves and stains, and she's like, "No, I could sell that. That's still good." It's not good. It's garbage. Your yard is filled with garbage, old tires and stuff. Like, no one thinks that has value but you.
Yeah.
Nasty.
There's a woman. This is no lie. There's a woman in our town who drives like a Pontiac van, and she's
Pontiac
like
van.
Yeah, like I don't even know what you call it, but it's a Pontiac van, and when she checks her mail, she just throws it in the van, and her van literally looks like a postal carrier but from where she's just threw mail in there, never got it out. I mean, in the passenger's front seat, mail stacked up to the damn window.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, she's just crazy as hell. Just some crazy ass woman who throws her mail in the van and
She's
never
just
gets it
crazy as hell. I'm gonna question your diagnosis. Where did you get your degree? Like,
Just, hey,
Is that the
as
law
hell.
office of Jaeger and Meister?
Jaeger and Master. Our partner is vodka. Yeah, PC.
Oh man, dude.
all right. Redneck, you got your question yet? Or you want me to jump in again?
Jump in again. Save me, Woody. I need help
All right.
tonight.
Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
That's easy.
It is.
I want to be a vampire.
Obviously a vampire.
Yeah.
Werewolves are slave to vampires.
Yeah, I'm a vampire. Well, you can walk around and just suck on bitches' necks all day, you know?
Vampires are cool.
You can do that in a nightclub with an 8-ball.
You know, the vampire movies haven't really articulated the disadvantage of being a vampire to me. Like, it seems like a pretty cool deal. You get to live forever. You're typically good looking. You retain your youth. You're indestructible. You're strong. You can fly. You can
Fast.
transform. Like, okay, I get the whole stay out of the sun thing, but let's be honest, we're gamers. How much time are we spending in the sun in the first place?
Let's be honest. We live in the time at the nightclub.
What? Well, what?
You've never even been in a nightclub.
No, I haven't. But if I was a vampire, I'd be all about me some nightclubs.
Yeah.
You
What,
be
what's
rocking the
your-
nightclub.
What's
Go
your
ahead.
favorite vampire movie? General,
Oh.
just the general.
What's
See,
the one with
with
the
me-
hot chick in latex?
Oh man, that's mine too. Mm-hmm.
Wait. I don't think that's it. They call the werewolves lichens.
Yeah, that's it.
You're
What'd
talking.
you say it was called?
Shit, hang on.
Underworld.
Underworld.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
See,
That's one of my
y'all
favorite
doing
recently.
some new age shit, some Michael Bay shit.
That's not Michael Bay.
Yeah, I
It's
know, but
good.
it's that same kind of flashy, blow the truck up and have it spin 13 times in front of the camera crap. My favorite vampire movie is also the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh my god, don't ask. Do not ask.
What is it?
It's another
What's the
one.
worst? What is it? Which one?
Let's see the relationship. What is the name of that movie?
Oh my god, no.
All right, so we're
I
trying
know.
to figure
know
out what
Vampire starring
Is,
Julian Sands.
starring
Is it
who?
vampires suck?
Is it Twilight?
It's Tale of a Vampire starring Julian Sands.
Tale of a Vampire? I've never even heard of that. How old is it?
It came out in 92.
92.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to check. Is it good?
Is it on Netflix or something? Where did you find it?
Don't watch it.
Oh, it is on Netflix.
It's an adaptation of an Edgar Allan Poe story. Oh, it's
how,
on
how
Netflix?
good is it?
Not good. Not good at all.
How good is a garbage sandwich?
That depends on if you're a hoarder.
Uh,
Oh man.
Horrible.
It is the worst movie I've ever seen.
see, that's what I need to know. I couldn't tell for a while. I couldn't tell if it was a good movie or a bad movie.
They got a video on Netflix called "The Rape of a Vampire." I mean,
Let's go to the next level
1968.
question. Would you rather be a vampire or a human? Because I'm thinking vampire might be better.
I'm thinking vampire again.
Yeah, they
me
don't
too.
seem to have any money problems, right? They're all wealthy. They've got this old money. They live forever. They're all in good shape. They're strong and yeah, I guess they need to drink blood. But dude, you could work on that. You don't have to completely kill the guy.
You got money. You can just buy blood in packs.
Yeah. A 6-pack.
Yeah, you can
just buy
turn
it
into
right
a.
from like fucking Red Cross. Like, I need some vials of blood, dog.
It seems like being able to turn into a bat would help you get away with crimes gone wrong, right? You
Hey,
know,
look at it this way. Look at it this way. If I was a vampire, I would be spend my immortality trying to get in to owning the Red Cross. I just constantly just keep buying stock until I own the fucking company. And then I
keep
just go
working
to
at
fucking
it.
blood vaults anytime I want.
You could get a job there and steal the blood. Like,
Yeah, but you're
that'd be
rich.
step one. That'd be step one, I think. You know, it wouldn't take long at all to get hired by the Red Cross, and then you got access to blood, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
That'll
but you
take you
get
pretty
fired
far.
that way. You want to slowly work yourself up the chain. You know, you got 300 years to do it.
Yeah, the county coroner. There you go.
Now I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it-
it
it
through. You
Just
don't need the
imagine
Red
it-
Cross at all. You could start, your own blood donor thing. It could be a
Motherfuckers-
scam.
Motherfuckers be looking at you stupid. You've been ready to retire. You look like you're 25.
Yeah, you need to get new jobs every so often. Yeah, and I don't think, dude, the way the vampires heal, I'm gonna guess AIDS is not a problem.
Well, can vampires get drunk then? Like, just suck
Can-
blood from them?
Can vampires get drunk?
Like, if they suck blood from a drunk person, would they get drunk?
If one sucked off of me when I was in Florida, they would have died.
Lightweight vampires.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think vampires can get drunk. Huh? It's something to do with their
Yeah.
metabolism.
I'm trying to remember. I saw a movie just recently where the guy couldn't get drunk. I think he was a vampire. Something to do with he lived forever, he healed, and he couldn't get drunk. So there's your answer.
I wonder if they get like kidney stones and shit.
Do they get-
Do vampires get constipated? I mean, if they can't get drunk.
Oh, I just knew Wings was headed that way, right?
Oh man.
It couldn't be long, right?
Oh,
Wings, you have another topic? Oh wait, you know what? I want to hear from you, and I know you touched on it already. Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3? Which one will you be playing in November?
November, Modern Warfare 3. More money in it.
How about December?
Yeah,
Modern
all right, take
Warfare
away.
3.
All right, let me change the question then. If you were not on YouTube, which game do you think you'd be playing?
Battlefield 3.
Really?
I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty. I've always have.
Even today?
Even today. I'd rather play
not
Bad
all of
Company
them.
other than Black Ops.
Like, I know you don't love Medal of Honor.
I didn't say Medal of Honor.
I know, but I
Battlefield.
consider it in the series.
I took that game back after about 3 days also.
I didn't take it back because I wanted to get on the beta team.
So
Yeah, I rarely return games, and I just got lucky on that one. I didn't take it back, and I'm happy that I didn't.
Headlock. Oh my god.
Huh. So I this time of year I'm always super excited about the next Call of Duty. It feels like they've fixed all the problems of the previous Call of Duty, right? Like,
You know,
it always feels like that. Though.
but here's
Yeah.
the thing. Thinking back at it at this point, there's not too much I really could complain about with Black Ops other than I just got tired of playing it.
Black Ops is better than people say. This game is boring, this and that.
It-
Here's what I would do differently on Black Ops. And I love that they pulled away stopping power, but they should have buffed every gun to make them behave like there was stopping power. I think that would
See,
make
no,
the
I
game
don't-
more fun.
see,
You
I
disagree?
think they should bring back stopping power and Juggernaut.
I would
See,
love if they brought
if-
Jugger back.
Because look, everybody complained. A lot of people complained about the sniping in MW2. Well, if you'd had Juggernaut, you ain't gonna hurt me a bit. That would have. You got to have that balance.
People would complain about Jug then. People forget how much commentators complained about COD 4. I remember Blame Truth. Now, I love Blame Truth. This isn't meant to be a dig in the slightest. But he made t-shirts that said, like, F frag times 3. No, it was no frag times 3, with the circle and the slash in the middle. Frag times 3 people talked about all the time. And they were right. Like, so, longtime PKA listeners have heard me say this before. For me, in a single-player game, the capital sin, the mortal sin that you can't forgive is when I don't know what to do next. I hate running around maps lost, not sure what to do. In BioShock, it makes me mad when I had to find pieces of the Big Daddy suit just roaming around the map until I stumble on them. Like, I think that's a sucky game mechanic. In multiplayer, the mortal sin, the thing that I can't forgive, is when I die and it's not my fault. An example of that is like what some people call Zeus grenades, right? You know, they just throw them across the map in the general direction of your spawn, and they explode right on your feet. And you didn't do anything wrong. You know, it wasn't like you ran a bad route. And just
What about martyrdom on fucking shipment while you're trying to rush?
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's a good example actually. Martyrdom, sometimes martyrdom was just inescapable. Like even a perfect person could not get away from this grenade, and it was heat seeking, right? I killed a guy who was like jumping out a window on crash, and the grenade pops up through the window and chases me and kills me. And it's like, son of a gun, like what are you supposed to do there? And so COD 4 was a great game. But it wasn't a perfect game, and people think it was. They act like weapon balance in COD 4 was the most wonderful thing in the world. But no, the M16 and the MP5, they were the best guns.
You had your overpowered weapons in every game, really. But what I want is to quit making all this junk. I want a separate game. I want a multiplayer-only game on dedicated servers and just be multiplayer. I had a video on my channel a while back where, I said, look, divide this stuff up. I'll pay $60 for a game that's multiplayer only, and let's put all your focus, all your efforts in this one disc. Take the single player out, the zombies out, and put more stuff in this game as a multiplayer, and give me dedicated servers, and I'll pay for it every month.
See, I'm in that position too. Like I would pay for dedicated servers, but I'm in that. I was going to say I'm top 1%. I didn't mean to say I'm in the best 1% of players, but I'm in the most active. Like I play this a lot. The game means more to me than it means to most people. So I would pay for dedicated servers. But if I was like their consultant trying to help Treyarch, I don't think I'd recommend dedicated servers. I think most people wouldn't pay.
You gotta look at it like this way. Say you lose half your fan base, but the other half pays $5 a month. Well, they've already made up for the other half you lost.
Probably, but I bet you as a YouTuber don't want that.
How about this? If Call of Duty announced...
Well, I look at it this way. As me as a YouTuber, my fan base is in the percentage of the people that would pay.
I think we'd lose. I think a lot of guys would go to another game. And I'll go the other way, too. Like Left 4 Dead. I like Left 4 Dead. I think it's a cool game. I've played it more than most. I played it a lot back in the day. I like that I can still pop in there and play it. If I had a subscription for Left 4 Dead just to keep the thing active, I would hate that. That wouldn't be cool to me.
Yeah, but Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty are two different monsters.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, if Activision came out and said, okay, we're making Zombies a standalone game, I think it would outsell Battlefield 3. Just the Call of the Dead, the zombie part, as a standalone game.
That's interesting. It wouldn't outsell Modern Warfare 3. But that's not what you said. You said Battlefield 3, and I'm thinking it might. I wouldn't bet against you.
Okay, why do people buy the map packs? Is it really for the maps or the zombies?
I buy them for the maps myself, but it's mostly zombies.
90% probably buy them for the zombies. And the map packs aren't cheap either. They don't have a fourth one drop, I think, in August.
I heard a rumor about that. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, it's going to happen. So, and what does a map pack cost? Like what, $15?
$15, right?
Times that by 4. There you go. So.
Wow, Redneck with the brilliant insight. Yeah, and that's. I hope that the next zombie. One of the things that they did well in the current zombies map is it's not dark. I'm getting tired of map designs to make me suicidal. I'm just done with it.
You like the idea of the black and white map with the big ass centrifuge in the middle of it?
Oh my god, that was a terrible black and white. Like their maps weren't ugly enough. They had to make them black and white before they made them gray and something. That was just a terrible idea. But the Shangri-La map, they corrected that. There's some green, there's some foliage. It's better, and I'm so glad they did. I hope they do it again. So,
which zombie map was it? Maybe it was on a previous game. The one that had the the swamp, the swamp.
Numa.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my favorite one.
I don't play zombies enough to have a favorite.
So they're wanting us to discuss the Norway incident.
What is that?
Oh, surely you know. The guy went on that murderous rampage in a youth camp over in Norway.
I've not heard of it.
Really?
Wow, really? It was major news. So, uh, shucks,
I
what
don't
to
know.
say? I hate to get something wrong. I know people are sensitive about
Yeah.
this, and I don't want to screw it up. But here's what I think I know.
Google it.
There was a guy. He was a native of Norway. He was a blonde-haired Christian, and Norway apparently has a pretty good influx of Muslims now, right? The country is diversifying to some extent, and he was really, really against that. And his way of dealing with it was to go on a murderous rampage. He blew up a bomb. He dressed as a police officer, and he killed a bunch of people on an island. And no one's looking at the negative side of it, but Norway was a little slow to respond to this. They had to get a boat over to the island, and they loaded up like a SWAT team on this boat, and it was too heavy because the boat started to take on water. So they waited for like a better boat to come along, like a bigger one, so they could all go over. And
Fail.
so give me 1 second. I'm gonna ban somebody. I
This
apologize.
motherfucker
stream.
got over 100.
So they had to wait for a better boat, and I'm thinking they might not have known at the time, but I'm like, sack up, send 6 guys over, see what you can do. If you can't roll in a team of 36, someone on a murderous rampage, like I would go. But I bet Wings would go too. I bet Wings would be like, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Dude, you have the advantage.
Yeah.
You have the advantage of surprise against him. You can send 2 guys to take care of one dude.
Well, they didn't know how many dudes there were at the time, but
Hell, send FPS Russia.
yeah.
Shit.
So anyway, so they went over on a boat, and they eventually caught the guy. He's still alive, and he wrote a 1,500-page manifesto, which I have not read, but the general gist of it is, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, he is like the byproduct of Fox News. Like, these guys who are like right-wing Christian, anti-immigration, murderous rampage guys. And yeah, so that's
You say he's
that's
still
who it was.
alive?
Oh yeah, he's still alive.
They
So
didn't catch him?
they caught him. They're going to put him on trial. He's going to be guilty. That's the deal. But it's
How
funny.
the
The
hell
stream
did
is
he not
so
get away
split.
if
Some of the
they're
guys
waiting
are
on
like F Fox News. Some of the guys are like F Woody. Some of the guy are right. They're called morons. Like, I called them Fox News viewers, and they're like, no, they're morons. So it's all split.
Tread
You are
lightly.
moron.
Oh, he pleaded not guilty, but he probably pleaded not guilty to have a longer trial, because I know that one of his priorities is getting his message out there. He wants people to know why he did it. He's called his own actions, I think, atrocious but necessary. Like, that's how he describes what he did over there.
A necessary evil.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my-
think a necessary evil, atrocious but necessary evil. And his objective was to sort of show his dissatisfaction with Muslims coming into his country. That was his
So
deal.
basically, the guy was like a suicide bomber that failed on the suicide part.
No, I think he was just trying to get a message across. Generally, when they convey messages like this, they don't really care about their own life anymore. I'd go so far as say it's a publicity stunt, to be perfectly honest.
That's not too far from the vibe that I'm getting to. Like, a publicity stunt makes it sound minor, but part of his goal in killing people was to bring attention to his cause. And
But see, I have a problem with innocent people getting killed.
no doubt.
you know,
Who doesn't have?
know.
Oh, really? You're not cool with that?
It just rubs me wrong. I'm just saying. Go shoot some Muslims.
Yeah, I
that's your
can't.
problem.
I guess I'm hardened from actually liking history, but when I read like 100 people died, I think, oh, okay. It's not like it's the first time it's ever happened, so I just look for the underlying meaning for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, motherfuckers roll buses in like India and kill over 100 people.
Yeah, but there's other ways to get a message out other than
For
killing
sure. He
Well,
could have
right.
bought an ad in the paper.
Let me ask you this: how many ads can you buy in that paper that's gonna get the same effect as shooting
people.
100 people?
He could have.
It's on England, United States. It's in other
Yeah,
countries.
but there's other ways to get it out. Like, he could have formed a group, and they could have protested.
He could have made a Facebook fan.
When's the last time you bought a Bono CD?
I could go this way, Wing. What happened is Norway responded in the opposite way that the U.S. responded, right? The U.S., like, so here's what Norway said. The answer to this is not less democracy, it's more democracy. We're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue to have our freedom and our free press, etc. America went straight to the Patriot Act. We're like, all right, we want to start tapping phones. We want to start, invading privacy. We want to start, improving our law enforcement authority. Like, that's what the U.S. did. Norway is like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to, go the other way. We're not going to take away personal freedoms and things like that. We're not going to treat everyone like a terrorist because we had a terrorist. So it's like the country pushed back against his ideas. If anything, they're further from where he wanted them to be afterwards than they were before.
That's great. You can't walk around scared all your life in fear of dying.
I know one thing. Norway needs to get their money up. That Connor ain't worth shit.
But what's not worth anything?
That Norwegian Connor.
Oh, okay. That must be their. I don't even know the Connor was their dollar. Hey, here's another part of it. Right. They're I don't know if he said it or what, but it's gotten out that he was a Call of Duty player. Maybe he's a fan, Wings. Like,
damn straight.
But
I think Call of Duty has nothing to do with this, to be perfectly honest. But somebody's gonna bring it up and make this big deal. What's that damn lawyer's name that always does this shit?
I'm not thinking of who you're thinking of, but they're saying that he trained playing Call of Duty. Now, I don't
know
what
he's saying. How the fuck
do
you train to car bomb somebody playing Call of Duty?
Dude, you throw the C4 through the window. Everyone knows that.
I shoot a car like 6 times. It blows up and it creates a massive hellfire. It's called a triple Ferrari.
Here's what you do.
Translates for life.
It's been good in COD 4. On the map, crash, knife the window, throw C4 in the passenger seat. When you hear you're losing alpha, blow up the car. You can train for this. Call of Duty is a perfect, realistic, modern combat simulator. No, I'm just goofing. But in Australia, the notion's actually getting traction. Like in the U.S., you don't really hear too much about, well, he's a Call of Duty player, we need to attack Call of Duty. Like I think Americans generally think that idea is preposterous at the moment. It's about as ridiculous as saying, this kid misbehaves because of that gosh darn rock and roll music. Who says that anymore? But in Australia, that idea actually does have a lot of traction, and they still do ban games.
Kill a dog tomorrow, Woody, because Marilyn Manson told me to in a song he wrote 14 years ago.
Yeah, right? Like, that just doesn't happen. Like, no one says, like, oh my gosh, kids are going to start doing,
I heard some Metallica on the way home today. Yeah. Time to go on a Machine Gun Rampage.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Jitterbug. I was going 50s. I was like, yeah, it's that damn Jitterbug. It has all the kids, jumping around acting crazy. So,
that's disaffecting the youth.
But it's been a long time since anyone's blamed video games or rock and roll music in the U.S. for bad behavior. Like, I think that idea just doesn't have the same traction that it once did. But in Australia, it really does. And there are gamers over there who are like, gosh darn. Like, every time in the U.S., suddenly the anti-gun guys will come out in the U.S. when a bad gun incident happens. Like, if someone were to go to McDonald's with an AK-47, your AK's at risk. Like, the anti-gun guys are going to use this as leverage. And they might even have some success with it.
Have semi-automatics.
I know. But in Australia, that's where the anti-video game people are right now. Like, they can actually have some level of traction and success by blaming games on an incident like this.
It makes you wonder, what the hell did these Outback guys that live that do basically survive in the Outback actually use? You can't have semi-automatic pistols or rifles.
Didn't you ever watch Crocodile Dundee? Yeah, that's not a knife.
That's a knife.
I mean, a knife is a very important tool for survival, yes, but what are you gonna fuck around with when you got like a fucking pack of coyotes coming at you? Or the dingoes. They're dingoes in Australia, aren't they?
Yeah, dingoes.
Dingoes or fucking rabid kangaroos. I don't know if they're...
You never hear about people getting attacked by, packs of rabid kangaroos.
Look at little Joey's coming up here kicking your head in.
It's like saying you got attacked by a rabid. Come on.
But the fact is,
it's ridiculous.
That country has like no weapons.
Hmm.
Even though they did serve, what did they use in World War II?
I just had to look it up. Do you know what a group of kangaroos is called?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna.
Kids.
Nope, it's a mob.
A mob.
Yeah, a group of kangaroos is called a mob. This is actually pretty dangerous. I think you do need a gun for this.
Here comes the dangerous mob, the angry
Imagine
mob.
being
Uh-oh.
attacked by a rabid mob.
Mm.
The little kids are called Joeys, right?
Yeah, they are.
The little kids are called Joey.
I don't know. The thing that rides in the front pouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby kangaroo.
It's called the Joey.
Little
Oh,
Joey.
you sent me a link. Let's see what it says. Oh, an 85-year lady got bashed by a kangaroo 2 days ago. This is from a guy from Australia. It says it's in the newspaper. So, 85-year-old lady got killed by a kangaroo.
Damn.
Really? That sucks.
I can't. Oh, man.
But
Did they arrest the kangaroo? I was wondering.
So we're about 90 minutes in. Let's wrap this up with one last question. Are you ready for this?
yes,
I'm going to start with Redneck.
Oh.
Hypothetically, everyone's a girl in this question. Would you rather get pregnant by your dad or your brother? Go.
My brother, he's better looking.
Yeah.
Honest question, honest answer. No, my dad's real short. Like I'm tall, but my dad's like real short. So
you
I want
put
the
way too
tall
much salt
man.
into it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I want a tall man.
I love that he's totally going for the hot one. He's like, yeah, my dad, I don't know. He's got hair on his back. Like, I'm not really into him. I can just picture, like, my hands around his shoulders, and I'm just, no.
I don't want to scrub, you know?
You know, like, I was going a whole different route with it. Wings, dad or brother?
Dad. You want the reason why, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Mainly because he's probably a one-hit quitter,
Oh, God.
and he just he fucked right on off after he realized I was pregnant.
Ooh.
All right.
Well, since we're going that route, I'm going to choose my dad because he probably can't get it up. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Dad.
I'm totally going brother. And, you know, as much as I made fun of you guys, I think my answer might be sicker. I just feel like, you know, the age difference would ruin it. And, you know, you and your brother are going to have, like, a similar experience level. You and your brother are going to have, I don't know, like it could just be a better experience. And you both kind of scratch your heads afterwards and say, yeah, that was a mistake, I guess. But you're in the same boat. You have, like, a same level of responsibility for what just went down. When you're with your dad, yuck.
Oh, hang on, time out now. All right, the real question should be in the relationship: are you gonna be the fucker or the fucky?
I was just
Well,
thinking,
you're
like,
the
do you get
girl in this question
if you're with
because
your
you're getting
brother,
pregnant.
you could talk about going and peeing on the stick.
What was that, Wings?
So, like, when you're with your brother, do you talk about going and peeing on the stick?
I think you do. You're in it together. You're in it together. I might move away from my hometown and just pretend that we were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend, and raise the kid like two people might. A relationship didn't work out, but you're both
Yeah, like
parents.
some hillbillies from Virginia.
Or
There you go.
Alabama.
Wait. Leave Virginia
They go
alone.
hills in Alabama.
You're thinking
still
of West
hillbillies,
Virginia. All right, guys. So that was Painkiller already, episode 63. I hope you enjoyed. All right. So now we were in the post-show.
Nasty.
Nasty. The man talking about hillbillies in Alabama.
I'm telling you, they're everywhere.
Come on, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia for sure.
Yeah, West Virginia's pretty fucked up. I went going up north on vacation one time. We stopped at a few places in West Virginia. I was like, damn.
It looked like some fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, they make fun of Alabama? Oh my god.
That's Mountain Mama, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking here. Who in terms of like the most hillbilly most make funnable states. Who's at the bottom there? I'm thinking West Virginia, right? Is there anyone who competes with them? I mean, Bama, Mississippi, they make a run at it, but
they pretty fucked up too.
I will say, I live in a part of South Carolina that's below sea level.
You live below sea level?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach is below sea level.
How does it? So, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And I've been there before, so
I've been there too.
Yeah.
He's got me want to juggle that shit now.
I know. All right, wait. Let's see. Myrtle Beach elevation. Let's check this out.
Damn.
Are you finding it to be true? Because I'm still doubting it.
It says here it's, well, I guess it depends on where you're at.
Yeah. It's not all there, but there's certain places that are almost 25 feet below sea level in Myrtle Beach.
I think
That's
the
all.
average is like 30 feet. You know.
When I lived in Ocean City, we were 12 feet above sea level. So just about sea level.
All it is means the air is a little thicker.
I have a question for you, Wings.
What's up?
Are you watching the Suicide live stream tomorrow?
No. I'll be
You're not
playing
gonna
Battlefield
watch?
3.
I've heard about the show. I don't know. It has me curious.
I mean,
I know.
it's something I probably would watch if it was on TV. Like a broadcasting, like TV, live suicide. And you have like Denny's and shit showing commercials. Yeah, I'd be signing up for it. But it's just not. It's nothing I want a detour to go to. If if I'm walking down the street and I see this thing on the TV, I'd watch it. But would I plan my day around seeing it? No.
Yeah, at first someone asked me if I was going to watch it. I thought it was the same night as PKA. And I'm like, nope, I'm not watching it. I've got things to do. But now I hear it's on Friday night. And, I know stuff about the show that most people don't. So,
Yeah. I don't know.
I think people give Alki David a bad rap. He isn't that bad of a guy. I mean, I know Woody ain't gonna charm in on this one, but from my experience, he treats you right. He big up some things like private jets and stuff like this, but the man's never did anything to me to make me discourage him as a human being.
I think a lot of people, it just came off wrong. I mean, a
lot of people don't like the idea of business.
a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I guess you could say it, his humor or his sense of humor. I think maybe
his sense of humor. He does things that people will find outrageous to get views.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be nothing to do with sense of humor. He does stuff that people will normally want to see. Like what he's talking about watching the assisted suicide. Well, the fact is that's something people right off the bat detest. Like assisted suicide. Ugh, but as soon as everybody gets done oohing, they're sitting there on the computer watching this shit.
it.
Yeah.
And I think, if somebody wants to collect money for their family, if they're going to die anyways, and they want to go out, on their own terms and not suffering, to me, I'm cool with that.
Hey, look at it this way. If motherfuckers tomorrow started killing death row inmates by cutting their head off with a guillotine in the middle of a stadium, it would be the #1 show on television.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care how much people fucking protest it.
yeah, it would be a popular show. That's what he's counting on. Yeah, he's counting on people to have a lot of interest in it.
But I just don't know if something like that will ever gain traction, though.
It used to be. Remember back in the day, people would show up for fucking beheadings and getting people's head cut off with the axe. People waited around after church waiting for that shit to happen. Why do you think the gladiators were so big? They fought to the death.
Yeah.
People wanted to see people die. People want to see a man get mauled by a lion.
Yeah, but there's pussies everywhere now, though. Everybody's a big pussy.
Well, everybody's politically correct, but the fact is, human nature is human nature. We're built in to destroy each other. That's
Yeah.
just the animal instinct in us. Just like two deers want to kill each other over a piece of poo in the wilderness, there, humans want to see suffering. They do.
Wait, deers kill each other over pieces of poo in the wilderness?
Poo is a poutine.
Oh, I was like, why would
You
you fight
sh-
over that?
You shit where I'm eating it, you bastard.
A piece of the pooty poo, son.
I didn't know deers kill each other at all.
Honey.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
they can. It depends on where the horns go. They get a horn in the neck.
Horn to
Sometimes
the
they
jugular?
sometimes they drag the body around with them. For real.
They can't get the other deer off their horn after they killed it.
Yeah. Right.
Because they fight antlers and they butt heads together. They can crack
want-
each other's skull. They can stab each other in the neck with their antlers.
Here's
A lot
what
of
I
things
want to
go-
know. I want to know how the world reacts to the event afterwards when they all know what I know.
I'm not sure if I know what you know, so I guess I'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see when everything comes out. I look forward to it. I'm
Hey.
curious.
If the man's gonna make money, I can't be hating on him.
I hear that.
I mean, like I said, I'm not involved with assisted suicide. I have nothing a part of that site. If I take part of anything else on this site, that's usually because I need the money. And money talks in this world, and if you're willing to pay me for doing something I'm already doing for free, why would I say no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that, I wanted to talk about that too. Like, throw away the whole suicide thing, right? Like, before that happened, none of us at the draft knew that was coming, right? It wasn't a scripted event. We didn't know that he was going to act silly on camera, although I never made a big deal out of it, and I never will. I think Painkiller already is at least as silly, sexually goofy and such as the things that he did, like holding a rubber penis on camera. Like, I don't care, whatever. So forgetting all the antics that went on in the draft, some people were saying, Woody, don't you realize that the only reason he's hosting this competition, the only reason he's making all this happen, is that you're promoting his site? And my answer is, yeah, I do realize that, and I didn't feel robbed about it either. Like, again, this is before the whole assisted suicide thing.
It's what you call a win-win.
Yeah,
I mean, we're promoting his site, but at the same time, he's promoting us.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we were on DirecTV.
I know. I wasn't, right?
Yes, you were.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I knew that the
that
second
first-
event made it on.
Yeah. I
First
got in
one made
that
it on as
event,
well.
actually.
I didn't know the first event made it on TV. So that's pretty neat. Now I've been on TV. What was it? So, and the line I heard from someplace was, fair trade is not robbery. And it's like, yeah, that's what the event was. Like, I tell people about the website. He puts up the money to make this competition happen. And, I thought it was a perfectly fair and honest thing. And by the way, like, I turned down a lot of promotional opportunities, mostly because I think they won't benefit my fan base. That I shouldn't have said fan base, or my subs. I'd rather call them that. It's like, all right, is this a win for everyone? Is it a win for the people who like my stuff? Is it a win for me? And is it a win for the guy who's doing it? If all those things fit, then it's a good deal. And that's what this looked like to me. It was like, hey, you know what? I'll stream it. I'll promote it. I'll put some prize money out there, and you tell people about it, and then people get to watch it and hopefully enjoy the show. Like, that was all a good, it was a good deal. And guys who were like, Woody, don't you just realize he's using you for promotion? Not using me. I mean, he's working with me. It went both ways.
Hate to do this again, but here's what you do. You get some girls in bikinis, and you get these big ass large, like, fantasy football draft boards, right? And you have your team captains, and you have your pool of players, and you have these half naked women walking around, when you pick a player and you bid on it, and they take the name, of so and so, say, whoever, and they put them on your team. But the whole time you got these half naked women walking around. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be a little like an NBA draft, but better,
Yeah.
right? And you watch the NBA draft and you have like color commentators. That was Keemstar's role, telling people about what's going on, managing it, keeping it flowing, stuff like that. And then better than the NBA draft in that like you get to listen to a guy like Wings openly talk about the guys that he's drafting, right? You know, like I remember Sam 5000. I was thinking to myself, you know, oh, I'd really like this guy. He's a really, really strong player, but it's not on a Game Dunzo server, so maybe even Sam 5000 can't be a strong player if he's going to be playing on. Yeah. So like that, it didn't happen as much as I thought it would be, but I thought that like that kind of, you know, behind the scenes line of thinking would go on as well as
I was thinking about that shit.
Stuff.
I did drop that to like the third pick because I didn't want to. I was hoping somebody else would like pick up on these guys and think they had a good pick.
Oh, Ronaldinho was one, right? Like Ronaldinho is a great player, but I didn't pick him because during the commentator showdown, he would have placed a lot higher if he didn't like take a couple last places because his connection dropped. And I was like, oh, whoever gets Ronaldinho is going to have a superstar some games, and it's going to be 4-3 in other games. So that was my fear, and I ended up picking him in the next one, the Call of the Community tournament, and in one of the games he was never able to join, so they restarted it because I didn't even know, but the rule is if he never gets in the game, then the game doesn't count. If he gets in and drops, then you play down a man, and we were fortunate that he just never was able to enter it, but that fear was almost realized. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah. The second one I got to play in was all FFA, and I don't even play free for all, so I think I came in third on one map, but then
You should have tried your ass off, son. There's some 10-1 odds on you.
yeah, if I'd have known, somebody should have told me.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember you got.
I still have. Yeah,
Did you get like a second or a top place or something like?
yeah. On a WMD, I think I came in third.
Were you winning at one point?
Yeah, there for a long time. I was winning. I thought I was gonna win that WMD map, and then the guy who won it actually killed me with a claymore, and I was pissed because it seemed like MLG type shit. You know, no claymores, none of that crap. Or I'd have dropped them bitches every time I spawned. You know. But yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I came in third actually, a couple of kills behind.
That's something like whenever I do something competitive, I expect like GB or MLG rules.
Yeah.
And you know when they change that, when they add C4, when they add claymores, when they take off friendly fire, it's like, what is this? I thought we were serious.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no friendly fire. No, that obviously free for all doesn't make sense, but it's like for me, if it's a real game, if it's not a random pub thing, it needs to align with those rules.
I agree.
I don't care either way.
Although I'll say that the Call of the Community tournament, they allowed C4, and I thought C4 was a really bad idea beforehand, but they allow it, so we used it. And in retrospect, I think it maybe made it fun. Like I think it was Hutch, who was doing the shoutcasting along with Fwiz, and he mentioned it, and Fwiz agreed, if I remember it right, that the C4 made the event a little more entertaining to watch. So.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
So yeah, I think that the MLG MLG Pro. What am I going for? Major League Gaming, like the big organization. If they were to ban those same guns, get rid of the FAMAS, get rid of the AK-74U, and maybe the G11 too, I forget. Then all of a sudden, I won't say weapon parity, but you've got a lot of choices. You can run the MPL and have a shot. You can run the AK-47. You can run the Galil. You can run a bunch of different guns, the AUG, and not everyone will be on the very same gun. In Modern Warfare 2, it was cool too. In Modern Warfare 2, like let's say you're playing Capture the Flag, guys would have a runner class set up, and they'd have lightweight, and they'd have an SMG, and they would be just devoted to running the flag. Then there's somebody else who was maybe a slayer, who could beat a guy with a UMP because he had, stopping power or whatever. I'm mixing up my classes. But it was kind of cool that people had classes for different roles. Whereas in Black Ops, there is a master class. That master class is lightweight, sleight of hand, ninja, and a FAMAS. And that's
Red Dot.
And Red Dot.
The problem
Anything
is,
else
though,
wrong.
if I would have left the 74U alone, then it had one more. You'd have one more
Oh,
gun. So
I didn't
I
even
think
think of that, but you're right.
yeah, they've nerfed it to the point where now it's all the SMGs really are useless except maybe for the MP5.
A
K.
guy in the stream just said, "Ninja, that class sucks,"
Yeah,
and that's how you know the guy's a pub star. you
yeah.
know, if you don't run Ninja in a competitive game, it's like giving them a UAV all game long. They will
That
just
that or Tap Mask, one of the two. So because you get
I
Yeah.
stunned a lot.
I take Tac Mask over Ninja in an MLG setting. I get stunned more than I get Sound
nobody
Hoarder.
runs Tac Mask. Like I don't think anyone runs Tac Mask in an
Yeah,
MLG.
maybe because
When
they don't use it.
Yeah, when I'm in comp playlist playing online, that's about all I use is the Tap Mask.
I mean, I get stunned way more than I get Sound Hoarder.
Yeah,
That's just my thinking.
yeah,
But I don't move around much. I'm usually like a support Slayer role. So
Oh, I could see that. If you're, like say defending the CTF, or I can see if you stay stable like you do, then that might work. But yeah, if you're gonna move, you gotta have Ninja. They know exactly where you are. They pre-fire the
What?
crap out of you.
Now, my line of thinking is a little different on the gun part. I don't care if everybody uses the same gun. I mean, I don't see the
I care
personally.
because it's not as fun to watch. Like
Yeah,
one of the things I don't enjoy is everybody has a FAMAS. It's
yeah,
like okay, it's the same matchup, just a different set of scenarios. It's like now they're search and destroy FAMAS for FAMAS, capture
yeah.
flag FAMAS versus FAMAS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it adds another level of strategy when you have to sort of adjust your guns for what your role in the game is going to be. Whereas if everyone has identical classes, then you can just switch up and backfill, and it's nonstop.
It would be nice if they had like maybe even like I don't know, like in the preliminaries, maybe you have to have a random gun.
Yeah.
So you had to overcome the weapon choice.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Random seems unfair though.
Not like random attachments, but like, all right, you have to like say you're gonna say in the assault class, well, you randomly had to get picked one of the assault rifles.
Yeah, like a commando.
Yeah, like you'd have to play with the commando.
But
You
do
know,
you mean random? Like what if, for example, I get the commando and you get the Enfield and I win? You might be like, oh, that sucks.
yeah, but the fact is that's if you're the better player, you have to overcome that. A good player with the infield can beat the commando 8 out of 10 times. I mean, there's not that
Uh,
big of a difference between the two. It's not like, but if like an Envil versus the FAMAS, yeah, there's a huge
Yeah.
difference there.
Even with
I-
the AUG now, the AUG is almost caught up to the infield.
The
The-
AUG's a good weapon.
Yeah. Did you mean that? Like the AUG is almost as good as the Enfield? That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, it almost is.
Oh, to me, the
Honestly,
AUG is much better than the Enfield.
Me, the AUG is the number 2 assault rifle.
No, what
Yeah.
I say for infield or for Moss? For Moss.
All right. Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
would agree with that now because the
I'm sorry. I thought we were still
The-
talking about the FAMAS.
I thought it was naturally agreed the Enfield's the number 1 worst assault rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm like, what is he talking about? Does he mean the Caparis? Like, what is, everyone knows that gun is weak. But
Yes, Anaheim is this weekend.
This weekend, baby.
is it?
Who's gonna win? Who's your favorite to win?
Envious, son. We got Nade Shot, Stainville. We're going.
I'm doing with the
Going
Opt.
hard.
I like Big Timer.
Who do you
Big
have?
timer is it?
He's a
What
good
do you-
buddy. We get to play a little bit sometimes.
See, Redneck is a freaking beast player that I hadn't known about. It was no fluke that he jumped into that thing and nearly won the free for all. So who are you
I
for?
well, I'm not really rooting for any of them. I just want to see some good games. But if I had to bet, I'd bet on Optic.
Wings, who are the 4 guys on Envious this turn?
Oh man, dude.
You stuck?
I'm stuck. I know we got Nade Shot, Stainville, and there's 2 other guys that Stainville recruited.
See,
Mhm.
But it's basically the same team we had before, but Hastro is actually going to be the coach now.
Mm-hmm. Which is,
And-
dude, Hastro was one of your strongest players.
I hate to badmouth him on a stream like this, but he's a strong player. He's probably a lot stronger than I am. but he was the weakest link on the team.
He's getting older. That's the bottom line.
Really?
I mean,
Because it didn't he like clutch in S&D, and it seemed like
No,
was
he actually
having-
shot his own teammate in S&D.
yeah, he team killed.
one time. But I thought
No, that was
I-
Fears. Fears clutched it, and then Fears shit on us in Columbus.
Yep.
I heard about that. Did he like take
Yeah.
the travel money and not show? And
Well, we paid for the ticket, and he didn't show up for it.
Missed
And
the
he-
plane.
And
So
he,
I
he
was-
jumped after Dallas. He jumped off the team and went to Nade Shot's second optic team. So I talked to Hex about that, and he got kicked off the second optic team, and then
oh, really?
came back to us, and then he basically shit us because Fears is a strong player.
Uh-huh.
He's one of the players you're going to look out for. He's young, but I just don't think his head's going to be in the game.
Optic Hex is a class act. I really like him.
I'm surprised we didn't keep Terra, though. Terra was a good player as well.
Yeah, I thought so too.
What was I gonna say? So I was in the Call of Community tournament. Every team had a pro, and then we were in a lobby. I think there were 3 pros in there for some reason. You know, my team, the other team's pro, and there was another pro in there. And I was talking to him, and one of the questions I've had a lot is when you're on a team and they want to like kick you off the team, like how do they manage that? Like so hypothetically, let's pretend I'm on Optic, right? It's total hypothetical here, right? I know where I stand. And I go to Anaheim and I lay an egg. Things just go terrible and they want me off the team. I'm like, how does this process work out? Like, do you tell the guy like, look, Woody, you're a nice guy. You know, we don't want any hard feelings on this, but we're gonna replace you. Like, do you do that? How's that a conversation work? And you know what they told me? They said, here's how it actually works out. They don't tell the guy. They said they bring in another guy and like scrim with him for a while. And then like they don't let, and then like the weekend before the big event, they say, sorry, you're off the team. This guy's on instead. And that was that. Like they just totally screw the guy.
That's very unprofessional.
Kicked his ass
Well,
to the curb.
But there were professionals from more than one team, and I'm going to call them out, who were all saying, yep, that's exactly how it works. That's how it happens every time. And I'm like, why would you do that? You know, are you trying to like screw him and make sure that he can't like get on some other team? And they're like, dude, that's just the way the community works. Like everyone's mean to each other.
Well, I can see where they're doing. They're trying to cock block him so you ain't got to face him.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if he's good enough
Yeah.
to be on your team, he might have had an off, weekend. Like you can have off weekends. Like you just play like shit.
right. You know, like he
And then
might
you'll
be
come back
the,
next
you
weekend
know,
and be beast.
or you're like, look, you're trying to put together the, 4 guys all, among the 10 best players, right? That's your goal. A team like that might win the whole thing. If you find this guy to be like the 13th best player in the world, you still want him out. Like you don't want to face that guy.
No.
He's strong. So I can see what they're doing, but it was just totally mean. And to hear them like banter back and forth with each other, talking about how you just had a bad game. Every now and then, one of us, you 2 pub stars, I don't think I did, I don't know, maybe, would finish above a pro. And heaven forbid that happened, because they would just go off on that pro. You got beat by whatever X-Jaws or something. He finished higher than you, and they'd be
Yeah,
sure to let
FPS
him
is a
know.
game of chance.
You
You got to
want me-
realize that.
I should post that video from where I turned on Nade Shot.
I mean,
You know.
FPS is a game of chance. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not pure chance. Like one
A
thing that
lot of
happened was, I remember, like you
Like,
beat
for
Nate
example,
Shot, right?
Like
Someone
Nate,
in the
turning on
someone-
Nate shot could be, the recoil went wrong on him, and your recoil went right.
Yeah.
a lot of guys were making a big deal out of the fact that I'm gonna get it wrong. Like Nate Shot didn't win every free for all. You beat a pro player, and when you think about it more, they didn't actually beat a pro player. It wasn't like it was 1v1. Nate Shot may have found Mark of J all game long, while the hypothetical Woody finds some guy who just bought the game that day all
Shit,
day
Bert.
long. So to finish, if I were to finish higher than Nate Shot in an 18-person free for all, that doesn't really mean I beat Nate Shot. It just means I finished higher. Maybe I found the right players. Maybe I got a nice spawn and popped up in a
Big
good
old game
spot,
of chance.
Yeah.
There's a game of chance. There's something going on there.
I mean, it's just all roll of luck. It's who you spawn next to, how many spawns, where did you spawn at, how much cover do you have, how much traffic are you getting,
How
how
many
good is your
people?
shot, where's your recoil
Yeah.
pattern going to.
How many people run to you while you're in the same head glitch?
Yeah, dude, I could beat anyone in the world if they all streamed at me while I stood behind a barrel. You know, like I could do well if everybody else in the free for all behaved the way I wanted them to, and you know, even if Nate Shot's in that lobby doing his best, sometimes it works that way for you.
I'm just glad to see Call of Duty and the competitive scene become more, involved with each other. You know,
I mean, but am I the only person here that doesn't look at a pro like he's a better player than me?
You must be the only one. Like I talked to
I
pros
look at a
about
pro
that.
as somebody that's more dedicated than I am.
I'm on-
That's all I look at them like.
Well,
They spend more time developing this part of their game than developing another part of the game. Because I've played with many of high-level pro players. When they get in a public lobby, I own them.
Here's
always
my
above
thing.
them,
I always tell
higher
people.
scoring than them because this is the part of the game I've developed.
Yeah.
I know how scrubby dubbies work. I know where dumb players go and how dumb players react to certain traps, to where they're going to spawn at. This is the area I work in. I don't go into these side lobbies and find nades, stun nade, pre-nades. I don't time shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. So to me, like I talked to other pros and I was like, my theory is this, that like some of the top Call of Duty players, say Marco J, Ronaldinho, Sandy Ravage, etc. I was like, I think they have just as much gun skill as these MLG players do. What separates an MLG player from a pub star is their teamwork and their nade spots and some of that other stuff. And they agreed completely. They're like they watch. I'll say a Marco J, right? Call him out. They watch Marco J, and they see that he has MLG level gun skill, but you have to work with other MLG level guys all the time to start competing at their level in a team based game.
You know what separates me and an MLG player?
What?
My age.
That's it? Because that separates me. That is just one of the many things that separates me from an MLG player.
Here you go, Woody. I got a tournament out there for you.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it like this. Like when you're in a situation where we're picking teammates, I would try to go for somebody like a T-Mart over a Sandy Ravage. Obviously, T-Mart don't have Sandy Ravage's gun skill, but he has more experience in that type of scenario.
Yeah.
That's the
T-Mart's
reason
a
you
strong
pick
player.
him.
Yeah. You know what we should do?
He's nowhere close to Sandy Ravage in gun skill.
I've got a tournament idea. We'll play to 50, and we start at our age.
All day. I like my chances at that. I ain't lying.
And for all the people on the stream that says I'm a bad player and I'm a pub star, you don't even know half of it. I'm one of the stronger players on YouTube.
Wings is a good player. I was actually I'm gonna tell you. I guess I was like a lot of the guys that kind of question you. I have my doubts, but after playing many games with him, I'm gonna tell you he's a lot stronger than you think he is.
Yep.
No joke. I mean, that's real talk right there.
And I'm good at every game I play, be it Fallout, Battlefield 3, any platform I play on. I will do better than your favorite player.
Yeah, I want to see an old farts tournament, like 30 and up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm sounding cocky as shit right now, but I just get tired of seeing that getting called a pub star. I mean, I just put my heart into everything I do.
Yeah.
I just saw my Woody's Gamertag approved picture. This is the best picture I've seen in a while. I'm putting it in the stream. It's cracking me up.
And I get criticized not having a good KD as an XCal, but XCal plays strictly domination. If I play strictly in objective-based game mode, my KD would be higher.
I'm trying to think. Is that the post show?
Yeah, that's pretty much the post show.
Yep.
All right, guys, enjoy the picture. That's your next queen. And thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good night.